Guys, what the hell is going on here? What the hell is going on? Today, we're talking about Tremors. Let's go to perfection, baby. Let's go.
Flip the switches to maximum amplification as Parker, Dan, and Angela prepare for their operation. With trivia and plot points scrawled across their walls, laughter and debate erupts as the movie's drama calls. The world may call them crazy, minds gone astray, but genius and passion and madness all dance the same way. Now the show begins to rise from its broadcast realm, and you can open your eyes as we dissect that film.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dissect That Film Podcast, the podcast that dissects the good, the bad, and the ugly of cinema. I am one of your hosts, Brett Parker. Joining me are the other hosts of this show, Dan and Angela. Hello. Welcome back.
Oh, he just
Welcome to perfection. And we have a guest. We have somebody else to fill in the population of this desert town that 10 people somehow live in. We got Drew back on the show. Drew from Real Feels. Welcome back, sir.
I'm excited.
We're excited to have you back because you escaped Manchester morgue. We got you out of there. And you were like, I need to get to perfection. It just sounds like a peaceful place. And then you found out there were worms. There were worms there.
I found out I had worms, and I needed Bert Gummer to get rid of those worms.
Yeah, you went to Manchester morgue. That radiation ray thing they were using just didn't get rid of your worms. So you went to perfection. Right? Bert Gummer helped you out. It's all good.
Yeah.
What if it's the U.S. version of that experiment that caused all this? We'll do it here in this isolated place. We'll make our own radioactive make zombies, but nobody's dead here, so it just makes super worms.
I mean, wasn't that really like the plot of Phase 8?
What the fuck are you talking about? It's Phase 7. It's a card game. Phase
no,
9?
There's a movie. It's Phase 8.
Phase 10, that's it. I was off by you. It's fine. Close enough.
Making stuff
He's going the opposite
direction.
I've never heard of Phase 8. Never heard of it.
Where is this going? I don't know.
I don't know.
Do we ever know?
Rook, it's the bird card game.
Oh, Rook is good.
I don't fucking know. We never played it.
So
much fun.
It is June. Well, at least not when we're recording, but when you listen to this, it's June.
It's close enough.
Which means it's Jaws Clones Month. Yes, it's a mouthful. We're going to be talking about movies that are not like complete clones of Jaws, but are similar in tone to Jaws, as June is technically the actual 50th anniversary of the classic shark movie. We figured why not pay homage to it by talking about movies that paid homage to it. And then at the end of the month, we're going to be breaking it down again because it's been a long time since I've talked about Jaws and I need to talk about it again. And what a better way than talk about it for its 50th anniversary. And what better movie to start out the month than a classic that's also celebrating a pretty big milestone? It's the 35th anniversary of 1990's Tremors.
Welcome to Perfection, Nevada, land of opportunity.
You know how close I am to leaving this place right now? How close?
Where a man can make a clean living.
See, we plan ahead. That way we don't do anything right now. Earl explained it to me.
Hey, Mindy, what's the count?
640.
In Perfection, they say there's nothing new under the sun, but under the ground.
These creatures are absolutely unprecedented.
Yes, I say, come on over, baby.
But where do they come from?
I vote for outer space. No way these are local boys.
How could they bury a whole station wagon?
Now, this valley is just one long smorgasbord.
We can make it!
That's how they get you. They're under the ground.
Them
prairie dog burrow.
We arm ourselves. We set perimeters. We stand guard.
Kevin Bacon.
We could get in People magazine.
Fred Ward.
People. Hell. National Geographic.
Tremors.
We decided to leave this place just one damn day too late.
Dan can shake his head all he wants, and I just keep doing it because I know that he's just boiling inside.
I was like, Tremors, yeah. And I was like, when was this made? 90, 91, something like that. 35th anniversary. Fuck.
So yeah, and I me and Drew, we went on a show called Binge Movies, so we talked about a bunch of movies, and Tremors happened to be one of them, and we talked highly of it. You should go listen to that episode. It was a great time. I wasn't so good in it. I was very terrified the whole time. I was scared. It was a terrifying experience. Drew was kind of coddling me as we were going through it. He was like, "It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You'll make it." But we're here again.
That's fine.
We're 4 years into this thing, and we hadn't talked about Tremors yet. And I originally reached out to somebody. They couldn't be on the show, and then I was like, "Oh my god, I know the perfect person that could be on." And it was Drew.
I love that I'm second pick.
Yep, you were.
Listen,
I mean, I can't lie about it because the person that I asked before would be like, "No, you asked me first."
I'm kidding.
Listen, Drew, in my mind, you are the first pick because I didn't know about the guy. In the first pick, fuck that dude.
Sorry,
just kidding. I don't know.
Sorry, Dustin and Paul. Sorry. That was all Dan. It wasn't me. I didn't say it.
Hey, they didn't invite us on their show.
No, what are you talking about? We were just on there.
I'm just talking out my ass.
Just making shit up now.
He's the professional.
That's true. It's talent, baby. It's genetic.
For anyone who may not know who you are, Drew, can you tell us? Can you introduce yourself and maybe tell us about your podcast, Real Feels?
Sure. Oh my gosh, yes. So I am Drew. I am 1/3 of the Real Feels podcast, where myself, my good friends Nathan and Jack review movies every 2 weeks. And by 2 weeks, I'm going to get back to it. I have a lot of stuff to edit. But every 2 weeks, we review a different movie of a different movie genre every time. And I have this giant list of movie genres that we're working our way through. And we just love to sit, talk movies, kind of BS a little bit. And you can find us on really any, podcatchers out there. We're on social media. We'd love to fill your ear holes.
You should do that. You should definitely fill your ear
You
holes
should definitely do that
with Real Feels. Now it is time to go around and talk about our histories with Tremors, and we always start with our guests. So, Drew,
oh gosh,
enlighten us.
So Tremors 1990. I did not watch it when it came out. I mean, obviously, it was a couple of years later. I mean, gosh, when it came out, I was like 4. So a couple of years had to pass before things, I guess, were appropriate for me to watch it. But from the first time that I watched this film, absolutely fell in love with it. It's just a very engaging creature feature. It has the right amount of comedy to it. It's a good amount of action. The practical effects are fantastic. And I love it so much, even on our own show, the kickoff episode for every new season has been the next Tremors movie, because Tremors was our first episode. And so from then, we've done every single Tremors episode. We finally finished on Tremors 6, A Cold Day in Hell. So when season 7 of Real Feels comes around, we'll do Tremors 7, Freaker Island, which is the current last episode, or most current film.
Will there be more? We shall see.
Well, I hope so. I mean, there's supposed talk that there's going to be another, I guess, like canon film that's going to come around, because the original company got the rights back. So yeah,
Kevin Bacon was all in about coming back too. So.
Yeah, there is talk.
Ooh, that's exciting, because there was a series in
there is a TV series. It has Christopher Lloyd in it. Yeah, it has Christopher Lloyd in it too.
Yeah, it's got Christopher Lloyd. Michael Gross shows up.
Ew.
And then there was supposed to be another show that I think only got a pilot episode. I don't even know if it aired, but it had Kevin Bacon in it.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be on Sci-Fi.
It didn't air, yeah. And it had I think it at least had like a not even a trailer or even a teaser. I think it was just a promo.
Yeah. It was 2018 and Sci-Fi passed on it, but yet there was like six other shows that I think all got canceled that came out at that same time. So
that's so crazy that
Sci-Fi.
That's perfect. It's like, no, we have too many Asylum movies to show. We can't have Tremors.
We have Sharknado 9. Everybody stop what you're doing. We gotta get it out. Even though people like the Sharknado movies, so I guess that's a terrible example.
They have their audience.
Huh?
I mean,
good.
Oh no, I was gonna say, I mean, you're right. It doesn't make them good, but they have their audience, and that's just what Asylum does. Asylum is unapologetic, much like Full Moon. They know what they're doing. They have their audience.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter what they make.
Nope.
People will go and watch.
Listen, I enjoy the hell out of the Puppet Master movies until they're bad. Then I don't enjoy them anymore.
Agreed.
Retro Puppet Master, you're terrible. You're bad.
Puppet Master is my favorite franchise.
Like all of them?
Until no, of course not. Until they're bad.
Unless you have like guy's stuff, dude.
No. You can shit on it because when you have movies like Puppet Master Legacy and you're like, are you just taking clips from other films? You suck.
Retro Puppet Master, which has probably the worst acting I've ever seen.
Isn't it bad? It's bad.
Yes.
So Gamera does. They just steal clips from other movies.
Well, I mean a lot of
stock footage sucks ass
stuff, but sometimes it works. Sometimes it actually fits what's going on. But
dude,
listen. Puppet Master Legacy is legit. They filmed like 10 minutes of a movie with new actors, and then they just showed clips from all the other Puppet Master movies.
Dude.
And it was an hour and 20 minutes of wasted time.
Dude, when we get to Space Monster Virus, Gamera versus Virus, you will fucking understand how bad that movie is.
I can't wait.
It's like that movie. It's the same concept. You have like a few new scenes, or Super Monster Game, a few new scenes, and then all the monster fight scenes are just recaps of old monsters, and he fights Virus for 5 minutes at the end of the movie.
It's exactly like Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. Like 40 minutes, 40 minutes of that movie is previous film footage.
Yep. The only thing that makes that movie, and it's not just garbage. That's a great part. It's not just garbage day. Yes, it is a shit ton of stock footage, and the only thing that made it tolerable is the gross overacting by that dude. And the intermittent scenes made that fucking movie. If it was not for him, if it was anybody else, that movie would have been shit.
Hey, if you all want to listen to us or watch us talk about that movie, we actually talked about it in December of last year with our good friend Mickey. So you should check that out.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Angela, what's your history with Tremors?
Probably watched this a handful of times. Love it every time. Sorry to say that I give my feelings early, but yes, love this. Still quote it. Yeah. Didn't even have to watch it this last time because I knew what was going on. I was like, I got this.
Just an excuse to watch it again.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but do we really need an excuse?
No.
Absolutely not. No. Absolutely not. What about you, Dan?
So there I was.
I like how this is starting.
Picture it. Sicily, 1912.
Tremors.
This is always his storytelling.
So anyway, I should have done the jumper cables thing. So there I was, strapped to the bed, body covered in motor oil. She walks in with a saddle and a pair of jumper cables. Anyway, carry on.
No, you carry on. You're the one talking.
Yeah. So I knew about this because my cousins, I have a couple cousins we're always really close with. In fact, I still play Tarkov every week with one of them. I'm going to be doing it either tonight or tomorrow. But
and then I have to see his face now.
What?
At the end of the month.
Yes, you do have to see his face because we're going back to Nebraska. Anyway, they were always really big into it. Always watch this movie. And I was a little baby coward, man, and I didn't watch anything that was remotely scary when I was a kid. But when I finally did get around to watching this, was a movie I watched it a bunch. I've seen it a bunch. I had friends that were near me. Was always a big Tremors fan. I remember seeing, we'll get into this a little bit more when we talk to the later movies, but I always remember seeing the second one a lot on TV, but not this one for some reason. But yeah, it was always around. My grandmother watched it a lot. My cousins watched a lot. It was always in the family. And then I just got to it a little later on, but yeah, that's pretty much about it.
So my history was going into the little hole in the wall video rental place that was near where my dad lived. And as a kid, of course, I mean, I've loved Jaws since I was like, I could remember. I remember walking in and the cover of the movie facing out, and the cover, of course, is very similar to Jaws, except for the fact that the creatures don't look like this in the movie. I fell in love. Yeah, I fell in love as soon as I saw that cover. I said, I'm renting that. I don't know what it's about, but I saw Kevin Bacon's name. I knew Kevin Bacon at the time, and I was like, yep. And I fell in love with it after the first time watching it. And it's been, oh man, I probably watched this at least once or, 1 or 2 times a year, which, I think even as an adult, that's quite a bit. If you think about it, compared to like how many movies are out there.
Take offense to this.
I mean, I've probably watched it more than twice this year because I covered it on another show. So it was just a great excuse to watch it again and just see these characters. It's just a great time. And I've loved it ever since. The sequels are not things I remember fondly. Like, I don't remember really why. I think maybe 2 and 3. I think I was where I got up to. I don't think I've seen anything past 3. So that should be an interesting experience to, at some point, go through the rest of the Tremors movies after this.
Yes, you should.
As for the people who worked on this movie, we have Ron Underwood as the director.
Mm-hmm.
He would go on to do City Slickers the next year, and he did Mighty Joe Young in 1998. That was another one that I watched a lot as a kid. I thought I had the VHS of it. I guess I don't.
That's a big blind spot for me. I need to watch that version of Mighty Joe Young.
I really enjoy it. It's got Bill Paxton. It's got Charlize Theron. And
it's a cute little movie. There was that little venture of gorilla or ape films that was like very much a big hype in like the mid 90s to kind of like early 2000s. Because I mean, what Congo Dunstan checks in, especially like for like if you go to the range of like kid films as well.
I like we went from Congo to Dunstan checks in.
You got to run the gambit. You got to run the gambit.
And then in 2001, we got the masterpiece set as Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes.
Right. I think the only downside to like Ron Underwood's like career is directing The Adventures of Pluto Nash.
The funny thing is when you click on his name in Wikipedia, that's not even like you have to scroll down pretty far to be like, oh yeah, he did direct that movie. That's right.
He tried to hide it so much.
Yes. That movie. It was written by S.S. Wilson and Brett Maddock, who are responsible for the Short Circuit movies. Also wrote the seminal masterpiece known as Ghost Dad with Bill Cosby. Did you know Sidney Poitier directed that? That's a weird fact.
Why?
I thought I'd throw that out there.
Directed Ghost Dad?
Yes.
Why?
Directed by Sidney Poitier.
Sidney Poitier.
All right. That's it on Ghost Dad. He would... S.S. Wilson directed the sequel, Tremors 2, Aftershocks, and came back and directed Tremors 4, The Legend Begins, which was the prequel.
Oh, yes.
It's the prequel. It's where they're back in like the cowboy era.
They're in Perfection, but it's not called Perfection. I can't remember.
No, it's called Rejection.
Oh.
I can sing as Pop Goes Perfection. I can't get that out of my head.
Set your timer.
Brett Maddox, he would direct, or no, he was a writer on both the Short Circuits movies. He also helped write Tremors 3 and the TV series. He actually directed a couple episodes. He wrote up to 7 of them. And so they worked together for quite a bit. I saw his name on Land Before Time, but he was only a story consultant, and that kind of disappointed me. I don't like that movie.
Did he do the third one with the baby T-Rex?
No, it was just the original.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
He did write Wild Wild West, by the way.
Oh,
There you go.
Put my name on that bitch. Wild West.
I did it, guys. I did a movie. Our cinematographer was Alexander Grusinski. I wanted to shout him out because the cinematography in this movie is fantastic. I do want to shout out some movies that he was also cinematographer for. Medea Goes to Jail.
Oh, good. Yep.
Let's see. Medea's Witness Protection.
Mm-hmm.
Medea Christmas.
Is there a trend?
Medea.
Stone Cold, starring Brian Bosworth.
Boston? Oh, sorry.
No, it's a movie starring Brian Bosworth.
I apologize.
Just filming cinematography Stone Cold in real life.
Oh, he was also funny thing is that he was actually a cinematographer for a movie that we've already talked about on the show. 1996 is The Craft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he actually did a good one.
And he did the live action scenes for The Pagemaster, which is one of those movies that you forget.
So underrated.
It's okay. I'm going to explain my theory on this movie. It doesn't exist until someone talks about it, because like no one talks about Pagemaster, but then the Pagemaster, someone will just be like, "Hey, do you remember the movie The Pagemaster?" And then you just like all the memories like flood into your brain. But then as soon as like the conversation ends, they just escape, and then you're just like you forget the Pagemaster exists. Is that weird? That's a weird thing to have to go through. But I remember the trailer for The Pagemaster more than I remember the movie itself. I remember any Disney movie that you would plop in, the VHS, that was always the ad, was this epic voiceover guy talking about the Pagemaster and Macaulay Culkin running into the libraries. It's, he's all wet because he just came out from the rain, and then crazy things start happening. It's like the Pagemaster, and I was like, what is that? Never saw the whole movie.
Do you remember?
No.
You don't want to cuddle up with a good book? I'm sorry, that's the only quote.
I mean, when I was a kid, I did. I don't read as much as I used to.
But you had such a fantastic voice cast. You have Patrick Stewart playing adventure. You have Whoopi Goldberg playing fantasy. And that is Patrick Stewart going like, you ever want to cuddle up with a good book?
Exactly.
And then like, she gets all razzled at one point and she's like, you're stretching my Little Mermaid underwear.
Yep. Well, see, do you remember the advertise? You remember occasionally they would do this in Disney movies or for Disney films or whatever. They would do an advertisement for like an upcoming film, and they would show snippets of it, but it was like very rough line art. Like it wasn't done.
Yeah.
That I remember that for the Pagemaster.
I like that.
In one of the movies, I remember that.
Oh, it's just, and now it's all like coming back to me now that I'm thinking about it. So Leonard Nimoy actually plays Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in that film. He's the one, mixing the potions. Then you have horror. And I love how horror is like, he's fringed and he has broken pieces of his like hardback cover. And he's like, he has like the Igor, like long hand, and he's trying to run after me. He's like, Master. You need to finish watching it.
It's a decent movie.
Yes, I do. It won't be until we eventually cover it at some point.
That's fine, as long as you get to it.
Yeah. As for the cast, we have Kevin Bacon as Valentine Val McKee. To be honest, I've seen this movie so many times, never realized his first name was Valentine. I always thought it was his last name. You never hear his last name, so I never put two and two together. We haven't talked about Kevin Bacon since we talked about Friday the 13th, and I think this is only the second time we've actually covered a Kevin Bacon movie.
Probably.
I could be wrong.
He was great in Hollow Man, but we haven't covered that one.
Yes, I do have that sweet steelbook back there waiting for us to talk about it. Fred Ward as Earl Bassett. This is the first movie we've talked about with Fred Ward. To be honest, I don't think I've seen a lot of movies with Fred Ward. I think when I think of Fred Ward, it's always Tremors and Tremors 2. And
that's better than what I think of.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, I think of Tremors and Tremors 2, but then I also think of him being the dad in Joe Dirt.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt. Don't try to church it up, Dirt.
It's been a long time since I've seen Joe Dirt.
Yeah, long time.
We have Finn Carter as Rhonda. I don't know anything she was in other than this. Looking at her filmography, she was in Ghosts of Mississippi. That's the only thing I recognize.
Wasn't she in Eraserhead?
No. No, literally she has 5 movie credits to her name. So no.
She was in 109 episodes of As the World Turns. I mean,
I know.
did you not
I
want
saw
to go
all of those episodes and remember them fondly.
You gotta watch your soaps.
Way to
My
bust the
mom
guy.
did. I did not.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either.
My mom would turn on the
that
soaps.
was not my soap.
Yeah, it would be like we'd be on school vacation. My mom would be home and she'd turn on soaps. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go play video games. I'm gonna go outside. No thanks.
Anything but here.
I'd be like 2 minutes.
Passions.
I would
was my soaps.
I would sit down for 2 minutes and I'd be like, I feel dumber for watching this. I'm gonna leave.
The best thing about soap operas is that you could start at one point, leave it, come back 10 years later, and they're still making the same pot of coffee.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Or you have one person that mine was Days of Our Lives, but I watched that before.
Yes, I used to watch that
The
when
Price
Joey
is Right.
Tribbiani was on the show.
It came on before The Price is Right.
I'm glad
Oh, yeah,
I'm glad
yeah.
no one got that reference, but continue.
No,
I got you.
I got it.
I got you.
I'm not even a Friends fan, and I got the joke.
No, but you get the one person that's fallen in love with somebody and they get divorced and they fall in love again and they're like, this person just
Not what this show's about.
disappears.
People die, people cheat,
Yeah. Or they
people have
die and they come
secret
back to life.
siblings,
like-
secret parents.
Right.
The parent's actually a sibling. I don't know. It's all crazy.
She's after her daddy's oil refinery, but she doesn't know it belongs to Jeffrey, her secret half brother.
So many half siblings in these things. What is happening?
No.
And then he shows up with an eye patch and so like, hello.
Hey, aren't you that other guy?
He's
No.
actually blind in the other guy, but he just keeps putting it on the wrong eye.
And then he
Oh,
leaves
no.
and he comes back and then the eye patch is on the other eye. It's like, I'm
Yeah.
the other brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
My favorite thing, and going back to the Joey Tribbiani joke, was the fact that there was a storyline in the Friends version of Days of Our Lives where it was like Joey's character in the show, he was like a doctor. He was Dr.
Yep.
Drake
Yeah.
Ramore. And he fell
Yes.
down an elevator shaft and he dies.
Yep.
And then so that means like he gets fired from the show. And then his only way back on the show was that they had a storyline where Susan Sarandon's her character dies in an accident, and then they transfer her brain to Drake Ramore's head, and so he has like her consciousness, but it's actually Joey Tribbiani being.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's wild stuff. And then he has sex with Susan Sarandon in that episode. It's pretty wild.
There you go.
Oh.
Sweet,
And
dude.
the funny thing is that she's not playing Susan Sarandon, but yet in the show, Susan Sarandon is brought up by name, like in like earlier seasons. It's wild.
Why
I will
not?
forever love Friends. The whitest show on TV, by the way.
Fair point.
Not the reason I love it, but I always like to put it out there. Michael Gross. Speaking of sitcoms, Michael Gross.
Family Ties.
Family Ties.
dad.
Yeah, he's the dad in Family Ties. And to be
Hell
honest, never knew that for the longest time. Because to
Oh.
be honest,
Really?
yeah, well, I mean, I guess if you were like, I didn't watch a lot of Family Ties growing up.
There are only two things Michael Gross is like really known for. It's Family Ties and Tremors.
No, when I watched Tremors, I didn't watch enough Family Ties to be like, oh yes, that's the
Okay,
dad
yeah,
from
fair,
Family
fair.
Ties.
Oh my
Because
God.
to be
Fair.
honest, Burt Gummer and Mr. What was their last name? Keaton.
Yeah, Keaton.
They
Yeah, I
he
think
did
so.
like he looked pretty different. Like it was hard to.
No.
you could
It's
tell.
Hewitt because he's Dr. Hewitt.
Oh, I thought the family's last name was Keaton.
Yeah, it's Stephen Keaton.
Isn't it? No. Wait, hold on.
For
Oh,
Family
sorry.
Ties?
No. Sorry. I'm thinking I'm thinking of what's her name? Besh, BB Besh. She was on Family
Yeah.
Ties. That's why it's confusing me.
Yeah, don't argue with me over the show. That was my
It's
show.
fine.
I'm just kidding. Just do not watch the last episode unless you want to cry. Just saying. It was sad.
I think was Courtney Cox on that for a while.
I don't know.
Speaking
I
of
don't know.
Friends, I'm
I
just
can't
gonna bring up
remember.
Friends references. Yeah.
Sure. The more the merrier, dude.
Why you look that up? Reba McEntire is in this movie. I love Reba. I don't care.
She is.
I
Okay,
love
she was
her.
on
Hey,
18
listen.
episodes.
Okay.
Courtney Cox.
Speaking of sitcoms,
Just say.
Reba,
Yeah.
it's pretty funny.
I love
It's
Reba.
It's honestly
Oh,
pretty
okay.
funny. I think they
pretty
were
funny.
trying a bit too hard in the final season, but the early stuff,
It's good.
it was genuinely funny.
And she's real like she was surprisingly good. Like for someone who had really, I mean, other than she did Tremors and she did a couple bit things here and there, but to get for someone like her to get a full-on sitcom was like, oh, let's see how this goes. And it's surprisingly good. She also had a really good supporting cast in that.
Oh, yes.
But she plays Heather Gummer, who sadly does not return in any of the sequels.
Ever.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. Yeah, she did this movie. And she's like, yeah, now the lights go out in perfection. Gotta go.
Deuces, bitch.
She became fancy.
This your one chance, fancy. Get the hell out.
Yep.
She's a survivor.
But
it's not a different.
We have Bobby Jacoby as Melvin Plug. What an asshole. This kid sucks. Let's see. What have you been in there, bud? You were in Walker, Texas Ranger, Baywatch.
He's in one sequel.
He's in Tremors 3.
Yep.
He played a sunburnt sailor in Pearl Harbor.
Awesome. Wow. Can't wait to talk about that one. Meet the Applegates and Night of the Demons 2.
Good movie.
Oh, I've heard
Pearl Harbor's a good movie?
I like Pearl Harbor. Thank you.
Let's side note again. I saw Pearl Harbor in the theater, and I went with my stepdad and my sister. And my stepdad, his dad was in World War II. He was a paratrooper, actually, served in the war. And we left the theater. He was bawling, just absolutely crying. And I think at the time I was like, oh, that was pretty good. And then I rewatched it like my late teens. I think I was in high school, and I was like, this isn't good. This is not a good movie. They focus way too much on this weird ass love triangle. Yep. And then it's like, oh yeah, so here's Pearl Harbor stuff. Okay, now we're going back to this nonsense. Oh yeah, there's this other war stuff. And you're like, this is a fucking mess. And then you're like, oh right, Michael Bay.
So
there it is.
The funny thing about that, it's interesting how, and I'm not going to get into a long-winded conversation.
People listening to this are like, are you guys going to talk about Tremors yet?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Give it time.
My grandfather was also in World War II. He served in the Pacific Theater and Korea, and he watched fucking war movies all the time. Like, I don't know if it was just like a way for him to rekindle. Like, it wasn't like a hard thing for him. Like, he just, of course, he didn't talk about it a lot, like I've mentioned before. But
it's a weird thing for veterans to do. Because my dad, who was a Vietnam vet, he did the exact same thing. Like, he would just, and he loved like World War I, World War II. So he would sit and just watch, like, Band of Brothers, Saving Private Ryan. Yep. And like, I would just like sit there and he'd just like be so intense watching. I'm like, you good, Dad? You all right there, bro? You all right? And we're like, yeah, fine. And I'm like, I think we should watch something else. You think? Jeez.
See, my papa was a complete opposite. Dad's dad. Mm-hmm. He was stationed in Korea, and he would just.
What if you knew Grandpa?
He wouldn't talk about it. Yeah, you couldn't even get him to even respond to anything like that. So I'm like, okay.
People deal with it different.
Yeah.
But he also didn't watch TV, so.
There we are. On to the next.
Number 4.
We have Charlotte Stewart as Nancy Sterngood and Ariana Richards as Mindy Sterngood. We haven't talked about Ariana Richards since our second ever episode of Dissect That Film, where we talked about The Lost World in her little cameo. But of course, we all know her as Lex from Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Yep. And she would return along with Charlotte Stewart for Tremors 3.
3.
Yep. Tony Gennaro as Miguel. We have Richard Marcus as Nestor. And Victor Wong as Walter Chang. We haven't talked about him since Big Trouble in Little China.
Yep.
And then,
he will forever be Grandpa from Three Ninjas.
Oh, yes.
BB Betch as Megan Wallace. She was the doctor's wife. I was like, who was she again? Conrad Bachman, who was Dr. Jim Wallace, who was the doctor. And then Sunshine Parker as Edgar Deems, who we just kind of see. Yeah, he doesn't really do anything.
Edgar Deems? Yeah. How do you tell? He only has that one damn jacket.
No, that's old Fred.
I told Fred, sorry.
Edgar was the guy with the sheep. You see his face.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Fuck. I got messed up. Sorry.
Yeah. I think it's time to get into the plot of Tremors. What do you say? Let's do this.
Do it.
All right, here we go. It's time to head to perfection. And it's time to dissect that film.
Boom.
The movie starts with a guy taking a piss off a cliff.
As one does.
Yes. And we meet our one of our main characters, Val, and he is preparing for the day. And we meet Earl, who's taking a nap in the back of the truck, and he gets a wonderful wake-up call. I love it, the stampede joke. Where he gets on stampede. He falls out the back of the truck, and then he gets up, and he's just like, I've been part of a stampede once. He's like, so how many cows count as a stampede? Like 3, 4?
Good point.
And at this time, these two characters are handymen, so they pretty much just do a bunch of different odd jobs around the town. And today they're building pasture fences, I'm guessing, putting them together.
Put a barbed wire fence or something.
Yeah, they're kind of putting up the barbed wire fence. Yeah.
And I love it when Val is hammering in the nail. He's actually like, it's not even in the script for him to do this, but Kevin Bacon is like missing all of these hits. And Fred Ward's reaction to when he finally gets it in is genuine. It's not even part of it. He's just like, the hell?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's so good. So they're driving back to the town, which we'll see the name in a little bit. And we meet Rhonda. Now, so I love the joke where he's just like, oh yeah, is it you're the geologist? Or, oh, you do geography? No, that's or you mess with rocks. Oh, that's a geologist. But she's not a geologist, right? She's just a seismologist.
Seismologist, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's got to be some subsect of geology. You have to have geological
there was a joke
knowledge.
In there. I
know.
couldn't remember the actual phrasing of the joke.
Because he says geography. He's like, no, geology.
Because you have the whole thing where they're like, he's driving. He's like, oh, is that college students are there? It's like, no, he left. There's a new one. It's like, they said it was a woman. Just drives off the road. And he's describing his standards for a woman. She's got to be blonde.
You will have long blonde hair, big green eyes, world-class breasts, and legs that go all the way up.
And an ass that won't quit.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they stop and they see, what she looks like. She's got like that, she's got the sunblock on her nose. She's got the hat on. This scene was filmed. It was snowing. So, like, she has to pretend like it's hot out, but it's actually freezing. It was like, it was literally in like the 30s when they were filming this.
His reaction, I think, is like so disappointing because he's just like, and then like the dust clears. He's like, oh, but then she like comes closer and you're like, you are cute.
Yeah.
You shut up, Kevin Bacon.
I always had a thing for Rhonda. Okay.
Just take the sunscreen.
The only thing that I always had an issue with was the name Rhonda. No offense to any Rhondas out there. Just not. I always think of Rhonda, like Big Rhonda from that 70s show.
Oh, yeah.
I always think
little did you know, you just lost half your listeners there.
Yeah, they were all named Rhonda. They're like, son of a bitch, I'm done. I look at my stats, I'm like, son of a bitch. Got to make a public announcement. Like, I just want to apologize to all the Rhondas out there. I spoke ill of.
We did not mean to say what we said, even though it was deserved.
So she comes up to the window and she's like, hey, so have you guys been noticing anything weird? And of course they're like, no. Like, yeah, I've been testing, I've been testing some things, and this, these seismographs have been going like off the charts. Would you guys, I love how she asks if they would look at it. Like, they know what the fuck they're looking at. Would you look at these, would you look at these charts? I'm a seismologist, but would you look at these? Like, huh?
They're like, yeah, that's a map. That's a map.
Those are some wavy lines. That's pretty wild. I don't know what they mean, but it seems
that's pretty good. You make those yourself?
Yeah. I think you're supposed to stay inside the lines, but but you find out that Valentine, he's all about the dick, man. He just wanted to get with her, but she just wasn't,
He's
what
young.
he was looking
He can't
for.
help it.
Yep. This was a low point in Kevin Bacon's career. Like, he was having trouble getting roles, and when he got this, his wife was pregnant at the time, And while he was making the movie, he was pretty much like, I think this is the end of my career. Like I'm literally making a movie about worms. I don't know what's going to happen in my career. And he like wouldn't talk about this movie for the longest time because of like the fact. Well, it also didn't do well at the box office. I think it had like like a $6.5 million budget. It only made like 16 million at the box office. So it didn't do well. It did well for video rental. That's kind of where it got its popularity from. And he kind of just denounced the movie. It was one of those moments where, you know, you would talk about a movie to an actor and be like, I don't talk about that one. But then he came around.
It's kind of like Jennifer Aniston, who's all like, oh, Miss Aniston, weren't you in Leprechaun? No. No.
But I have the movie right here, and you're right there. I think that's you.
I think it's weird that she like denounces that film, which was the start of her movie career, and it is such a popular film. At least, I mean, but I mean, even within the horror franchise like community, it is like a freaking staple.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't understand why she would denounce it.
For one, everybody should listen or watch our episode on Leprechaun with official Joey C.
You should.
We didn't do that one with official Joey C. That one was just us. But that was a great time. And we talked about the fact that, like, I think that brought up the whole point of actors need to really chill out with, you know, an early movie in their career that may have not gone well. I would understand if they had a really awful experience filming the movie that they're just like, I don't really want to like reminisce. But I've watched the behind the scenes to Leprechaun. She literally talks about how much fun she was having filming that movie. And then you're just gonna be like, no. We're not talking about Leprechaun.
You get the impression that she like denies it now, where it's all like, it's the attitude of like, I have become too good for this. And it's like, madam.
Yeah.
You had your baby steps, and this is a fantastic way to start. And think about how many actors and actresses have had their start in horror. Like Tom Hanks' first movie was horror. Jennifer Aniston, horror.
Debbie Moore.
Like you have well-known people, icons. And like, I don't think that they would like disown that. But,
certainly Debbie Moore's first movie is a horror movie, and her last movie is a horror movie. So it comes full circle, guys. And we're going to be talking about that movie in a few weeks, but we're not going to talk about it right now. So we are now at Walter Chang's store, and we meet Burt Gummer and his wife, Heather, played by Reba. And that shit kid, Melvin, he sucks.
God,
he's the worst.
Oh, where are his parents?
Where?
The entire time. Where?
They just left him there. They're like, Walter, can you watch him?
For the longest time, I thought Nestor was his dad.
I did too.
See, I thought that too.
And it's not.
No.
But then at that point, you're like, who is leaving Melvin here for days?
They just left him there because they're like, we're done with this kid. Fucking let's go, honey. We're gonna say we're going on a trip. We're never coming back.
Cut your losses.
We're going to Bixby. Bixby.
I want this like really like shit backstory where like Melvin won the lottery. And like with the amount of money that he had, he could only buy a property in perfection. And so that's why he's like there, not working, clearly not going to school.
Yeah. Well, there's no school. This is literally like 4 buildings.
Oh no. I mean, like, of course they would have to drive to Bixby, but I mean, still
Bixby.
Go Bixby.
He's helpful.
Could you imagine like the perfection 1-room schoolhouse and gymnasium and church and post office?
Ichabod Crane's the teacher.
Multitasking.
They used to do it.
We find out
in this time, no.
Yeah.
We find out that Burt is one of those anti-government folks. You know, he's always, they're spying on us, like, the conspiracy theory guy. And that is Burt Gummer. He is, and that is what we're gonna get from Burt Gummer in every single movie. Well, the 4th one is technically a prequel, but he plays a Gummer, so it doesn't matter. It's the same type of.
We get the beginning of his love for firearms in the 4th one,
right?
And they failed where they could have made their last name Gunner.
I think
it was too on the nose.
So
I like Gummer. Burt Gummer.
I will say this.
Burt Gummer.
I will
they
say
need to
this.
chew gum.
I know they said they moved there. Clearly, his hat indicates where they're from.
Yes, he wears an Atlanta Hawks hat. And he wears an Atlanta Hawks hat pretty much in every Tremors movie.
He knows
Also,
where the good places to live.
I mean, there's people from this town that have lived all over the place because you have Val, who clearly is from the South, and they're in Nevada. Perfection is in Nevada. There's Nevada license plates on all the vehicles, so clearly that's where we're at. So at Walter Chang's store, you get the kind of the foreshadowing of the ice box. It's on the fritz. So yeah, you gonna fix that? And I love Val's like, oh yeah, we got something else to do. We gotta go. It's like just avoiding fixing this ice machine. And that's when we are back with Rhonda, and there's something in the dirt, and we get that first person shot of something kind of stalking her, and then she gets in her truck and drives away. And I was like, I was waiting for the truck to get attacked, which I don't know. I feel like it would have been cool if her truck got kind of hit and she didn't know what it was, but she was still able to get away instead of it just being like she just doesn't know anything's there. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal, but I think it would have been slightly an improvement. So their next task is picking up garbage. And
garbage day.
That's exactly what I quoted in my head.
Man, nobody picks up garbage like us.
Yes. And they have that couch just randomly there. Just this.
You know, it's a couch that they were like paid to dump, but they were like, no, this is still good. Kind of like the vacuum. And so like, I like this vacuum. You never use it. It's good for parts.
Yep.
So you know they keep that couch there just to sit on, much like the cooler that apparently is like dirty as hell, but on the inside they have the beers just at the ready.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, you only have to clean the inside.
Hey man, listen, I'm surprised it's not a pair of like bench seats out of a car or truck.
Right? Or like they threw ice into like an old toilet and they just let the beers like sit inside there.
Normal stuff. Normal stuff.
I mean, I enjoy Earl and Val's conversation. You know, Val is pretty much like, I feel like there's more for us out there. Like, we got to get out of this town. And Earl's just like, hey, man, this is living. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. And Val is very against that. He wants to get out. He wants to get to Bixby. Bixby!
He's got big city dreams.
Yes.
How big is Bixby? Let's be real here.
I don't know. Do we ever see Bixby in this franchise? Or is it only mentioned?
No, it's only mentioned.
Their next job is cleaning out the septic tank of Melvin's trailer. Like, is this where Melvin lives? Like, he's just living by himself? All right.
I thought he lives in that little shitty ass steel shack. Little tin shack.
I mean, he's sitting on the porch of this place, so I'm guessing this is where he lives.
No, he's got that. He's got the what, like a mini double wide, because when they're about to like, you know, drain the septic tank, you have Fred basically saying like you should help us, Melvin. Like, most of the shit is yours.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, why don't you guys go down and get yourself some beers, and I'll pay.
No, he says get me a 6-pack and I'll pay for it.
Yeah. He's like, you're too young for that. Some of the line reads in this movie are pretty like overdone. Like, did you really have to say it like that? Did you have to say that at all? But kind of adds a nice little comedic touch to it. But it goes wrong. I love how the tank though that they're filling, it says I think it's Chang's. I think it's Walter Chang.
It is.
Walter has everything available. He's got a septic tank, like, you know, draining. He's got his prairie horses at the ready.
Yeah.
He's got, the only thing he doesn't have is Bert's preferred hollow points.
Yeah.
Yes. They're not Hydra Shock hollow points.
Yep.
It matters.
Why do you need hollow point bullets?
What are you shooting out there? Like, I get like why
that you need hollow points.
Well, see, that's the thing. Is like, if he is preparing to go against the government, quote unquote, you want penetration over hollow points to disperse their energy.
And
excuse me,
the lady tells him that.
Yes,
she knows.
Unless there's some kind of hardened hollow point that they're more allowed to go through the armor before they expand. But it depends on what they're hitting. I don't know. That's just my thought on the matter.
Well, this shitty situation is the final straw for them leaving Perfection. They clean up. They get the line with the vacuum, which is great. And they hit the road. But right before they get onto the main road, they're stopped by, what the hell's her name? Nancy. Who lives in the nicest house in the town. And she's like, what did they want her to do? I can't remember the job.
She's building. What is she building? Like a furnace or an oven or something?
It's like a ceramic kiln.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, a kiln. Yeah, it was like a kiln. She's like, it'll be a month's work, and I'll throw in sandwiches and beer. And he's like, beer?
Yeah, and you think they're going to take it, but then the next scene is them driving on the highway like, I can't believe we turned down beer. I'm so proud of us. High five.
So bad.
So they get to a certain point and they're driving by like the power lines. They look up and they see a guy up there and it's like, yeah, that's one job I wouldn't want to do. It doesn't seem fun. But then they stop and they look up and they're like, oh, that's Edgar Deems. He's like, he's probably drunk up there just holding on. And the gag throughout the entire movie is they always do rock, paper, scissors to make their decision. Yeah. And Val's really bad at it. He loses a lot. But he climbs up there. He's like, of course, the one thing I got to do is climb up there and carry your heavy ass. No, I'm not doing that. If I'm in Val's shoes, how the fuck? Like, that's insane. This guy's also dead weight, even if he wasn't actually dead. Like, you got to, like, throw him over your shoulder, and you're probably, like, what, 70 feet in the air?
I mean, it's just the suspension of disbelief that, like, how they're going to get him down. Since he's been up there for a couple of days, I don't know if like rigor mortis would actually be a good thing because like it would be stiff to bring him down. But now it's been a few days. Rigor mortis would be gone.
Yeah.
So now he's literally dead weight.
Yes.
And I'm thinking to myself like, just let him fall.
You just push him.
I'm sorry.
He's already dead.
He's already dead.
No. Yeah, he won't feel anything.
You can't make him even more dead.
And I'm pretty sure no one's coming to the funeral.
Yes.
No. There's 6 people in this town.
14.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Got to start marking it out.
I forgot to update the town sign. Okay, now we're down to 13.
Edgar's dead. Now 13.
And we see the doctor and his wife for like a split second where they're just like, so how did he die? Dehydration. Oh, he's like, because he doesn't have enough water. Oh,
thank God you're a doctor.
So then we go to this little farm. It's like they got a bunch of sheep. And this guy straight up looked like Crazy Ralph. Yeah. I thought it was the actor. I looked it up and I was like, is this Crazy Ralph? It wasn't, unfortunately.
It's a dead sheep.
Yeah.
Yes.
The thing was
the problem.
So the crazy thing is that when I was watching the Dead Meat episode where they go through the behind the scenes, they actually modeled this character off of Crazy Ralph from Friday the 13th.
That's hilarious.
Which is funny because Kevin Bacon is also in that movie.
I mean, even though he has like no lines.
No lines. No. But he's wearing like the same hat and a very similar outfit.
Oh, sorry. He screams. He screams off camera.
Yes. It's a great shot. Like I said, very Jaws-like. I haven't really mentioned that other than the fact that we're covering this movie for that fact. But you're not seeing the creature yet, but you're just seeing people. Like this is the first person you actually see get attacked by whatever's in the ground.
Yeah, people need to understand the Jaws exploitation.
Yes, we love Jaws.
What if it's not what's in the ground? What if it is the ground?
It's just the dirt.
It's just killing people. The dirt's just killing people.
With
the happening.
There's a fantastic, like, terribly bad B horror movie called The Sand.
Oh.
And it's like something is in the sand at the beach and it's killing people.
Oh, okay.
Please check it out.
Okay, fair.
It's so bad.
So after the event of the farmer's death, we are back with Rhonda and she's getting more seismograph things going on. She's like, whoa, what's happening? And this is when the guys are like continuing their journey to Bixby, and they stop by old man Fred's farm, and he's nowhere to be found. And they're walking around like, Fred, where you at? And they check his shed. They check other things.
Kevin's Bacon like running around going like, hey, Fred. Hey there, old Fred. It's like my favorite thing that's good to get stuck in my head every time.
I just
watch
wanted the
it.
guy to like answer at old. He's got to be called Old Man Fred before he's like, yeah. What's up? Hello?
Just, hey, old Fred, you son of a bitch. I said, stop calling me that.
I'm still young, you bastard. But all they find is his hat. It's just laying on the ground. But once they pick up the hat, it's a face. You're like, wow. Oh, it's a great effect, though. I love that. Like,
oh, it's good. Yeah.
Very, very good. So we are now with like, there's a road crew doing some construction, and weird things start happening. They're like jackhammering, and then one of the guys hits something because you can hear the scream, and then you get that orange like ooze. Kind of looks like the ooze from Ghostbusters 2, but it's orange.
Yeah.
Well, this is directly after the boys come up on their truck, and they're like, "You got to get out of here! There's a killer on the loose.
Yeah,
he's cutting people's heads off."
They're like, huh?
Like, they're just joshing. They're pulling our legs.
But once that happens, I love the effect of the whatever it is grabs the jackhammer and like, you know, pulls it across the road, tearing it all up, and he's getting pulled with it because he's like attached to the cable. And he gets pulled away, and then his friend there realizes what's going on and then chases after him, and then it just cuts away. We don't see what actually happens to these guys.
Rocks fall.
Oh, that's right. We do see the rocks fall. Yep.
Yeah.
Rocks fall. Everyone does.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I did put that in my notes. I just didn't continue to read the fucking note. Rock slide.
That's just a technicality.
Reading. Talking to myself. So they get back to the shop. They're like, "Oh my god, all these crazy things are happening. We need to call for help." They pick up the phone. Phone's not working. Wang or Chang, your phone's not working.
Wang.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, I know, right?
I didn't do it.
Like it's.
So they go back. They drive back to the area that they saw the guys working, and they see the rock slide. They see like no one's around, and then they find can't get through. It's the only road out. Can't get through.
It's such bullshit. I just want to see how much bullshit this is. All right, hold on.
Let me push the glasses up a little more.
Yes, please. All the way through my forehead.
Actually.
Dude, listen. These guys are in a J10, J20. They got some fucking knobblies on this old bitch. This truck looks sweet as fuck, mind you. Probably has like an AMC 360 or some shit in it. Dude, just wait. No, they don't.
Don't overthink it.
It's a Chrysler 360. Hey, whatever. Doesn't matter. And
it doesn't.
The way they show the zoom out of the rock slide, they could have got over that in truck. Just gonna point that out.
Maybe they just wanted to help the people with perfection.
No, I get what we're supposed to do. The suspension of disbelief, especially with the Jeep trail to refer you. I need a hardcore 4x4 to go. Like, dude, they could have done it.
Yeah,
guaranteed. But I know why they did what they did. I understand.
Movie's got a movie.
Movie's got a movie.
They
right on near that bloody hat.
Yes, we see the hat. The hard hat's full of brains and blood.
Yes,
it freaks them out. And then so they hop back in the truck and they try to go, but they can't go. They're stuck on something. And then as soon as they break free, you hear kind of a very subtle scream as they drive away.
Yeah, I'm hung up on something. You're hung up. I am not.
On what?
You're gonna burn out the clutch.
It's like, how about you shut up and just let me?
Dude, he's ripping on that bitch. He slams that fucker in 4, and he's like, I'm assuming 4 high because it's just all the way forward. He just slams that bitch and like dogs out and just goes.
I don't know. So my first instinct, if I'm trying to drive forward and something is catching, especially if you feel it from the back end of the vehicle, wouldn't you want to go into reverse to try to see if you could dislodge it and then just drive at a different angle?
Well, they were already he was already bumper to the wall behind him, so he could not have gone backwards. Yeah, because that's when it happened.
Even if he was going to go in reverse, he'd have maybe a foot that he could back up.
Yeah. Tops, yeah. But then, even then, I know they're in a haste to get out of there because, dead people and shit, they don't know what's going on. But you can at least just put it in 4 low and just put it in fucking chug that bitch, pull a tree stump up. Sweet.
This would have been the perfect moment. I know we haven't revealed the creature altogether, but it would have been the perfect moment to have it's holding onto the back of the truck and just have the trimmer or the graboid come out from the rocks and bite the back of the truck. Pull and just pull it back.
But I like how they subtly reveal like,
sure.
the creature. Like, for one, we don't even see what is attached to the truck yet until we get back to Chang's, and they pull in and they notice that there's something hanging off the back, and they think it's a snake because it literally just looks like a massive snake. And so they give it to Chang. I love the bargaining. He's like, I'll buy it off you. $10, 20, 15, sold.
12.
So we then
Damn
cut.
right, $15. I fucking love them, dude.
This is why we're leaving.
Yep.
We're the brains.
So we are with the doctor and his wife. They're like building a house out far enough out of the perfection is already out in the middle of nowhere. Let's just go farther out. Seems like a good idea.
They
want like some place that's like not perfection, but not Bigsby. This seems like an area where like you do not need like proper real estate planning or permits.
No,
you apparently it's prairie country.
Yeah.
It's like it's like Nicole Kidman in Far and Away. Like, we're just gonna run for a plot of land.
Yeah.
This is mine now.
Oh, so they're having a nice time. I like this couple. I like the doctor and his wife. They're very nice people. They're just enjoying themselves. They're building their dream home, and the power goes out, and because they were running off a generator, they go over to check it. He's just like, it's gone. She's like, what? Like, it's not even there anymore. And then he just like starts fishing it out, and it just shoots out of the ground, and it's like, oh shit. And immediately I'm running away. I'm sprinting back to that car. Please. I'm hopping in the car and I'm driving away. I am not doing what this guy does where it's just like that slow, like, what was that? Oh my God. And then he gets grabbed. And to be honest, this may be the most terrifying moment in this movie is when the doctor gets grabbed and is getting pulled down and his wife is like trying to pull on him. He's like, do something. Help me. She's like putting the board over him so he can like leverage himself, but he can't do it. And he's just slowly disappearing into the dirt. And then once he's gone and she's like digging at him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. It's terrifying. It's in the dark.
It's almost as bad as Walter getting swallowed, but I mean, man, both are terrible.
Yeah, and then it doesn't end there because then she runs into the car and guess what? No keys. She can't leave.
Never keys.
So she literally is stuck in the car, and you can see this is like where you get to see like the live. You think like because you're not seeing the full picture yet. You're still just seeing the snake-like creatures attacking the car. And she's freaking out, but then it's when the car starts to get swallowed into the dirt. You're like, geez, what the hell is happening? It's just all so much in this like 5-minute scene, and it's fantastic. Because that car just literally like tips on end and just like slowly disappears. And I love that it pans out to just the lights, and they go headlights out one by one. You're like, oh, that is chef's kiss, perfection. Ha ha! Didn't even mean to do it, but it happened.
But here we are.
Yep. Poor Jim. I don't remember what his wife's name was. Sorry, wife. Jim.
Oh.
So we're back at was it
Megan?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Mithrigan?
Only because I was reading where the car scene, she was supposed to knock the windshield out and climb onto the hood, but it didn't work out. And they had to like record everything that was going on because it was taking too long.
Yeah, the production for this movie was a wild one. I've seen quite a few of the behind the scenes. Like I said, like earlier shots of it being like filmed during like it was literally snowing out, but they had to pretend like it was a hot summer day.
Oh.
Right.
Which is weird in the desert. You'd think that it would actually be warmer, but with it being that cold.
I mean, depending on when, comparatively, like for desert heat, like, I mean, it could be 70 degrees, which could be very cold for like, desert normally. So, I mean, just depends on like when they were filming it and what time.
I know it gets cold at night sometimes, colder.
Mm-hmm. So we're back at Chang's, and he's already got that thing set up for photo ops. He's got Melvin, posing with the creature, and You know, they the guys get back, and they're like, "This is like we got to get at it. We got to get to Bixby. We got to let them know what's going on here." We find out it's like 38 miles away, but they can't take any vehicles because was it at this point? Did their truck get taken already?
Not yet.
No, not yet. No.
Okay.
They decide to. What did they? They decided to take the horses. What led to the horses?
I don't remember because I figured the truck was already gone.
It wasn't. It's not until the thing doesn't happen until they do ride. They ride out with the horses to go do something. So the truck. I thought the truck had to get attacked. The truck has to get attacked by the graboids at some point because they take the horses, right?
Do they take the horses? No, they decide they're taking the horses because the road's blocked.
Oh, right.
So that's why they.
That's right.
Yeah. That's why they can't take it. Yeah.
Yeah, the Jeep Trail hasn't come up yet.
No.
Yeah. No.
Comes up when it's
because they weren't right. They weren't going to take the Jeep Trail and use it until Bert's truck gets mainly destroyed.
Yeah, because theirs gets tore up when the graboids all attack the town, and then Bert's and blah blah blah.
Right.
Yeah. So Chang offers them his prairie horses, and they ride off. I do love how Earl gets bullets and Swiss cheese. That was a Swiss cheese sandwich.
You gotta
It's ironic.
You gotta eat.
He gives them provisions, and Reba hands over her favorite rifle.
Yeah, and Val's very jealous because he picked the better of the two guns that they had, and then Earl ends up getting a better gun than him. He's just like,
Yeah, because he's got an old 30-30 Winchester, and she's gonna give him.
Yeah, that's
God, what was
I
it?
yelled out. It's called the Winchester.
It's a 357 H&H. It's a mod 70.
It's a nice rifle.
It's like I can't remember.
Good gun.
Remington's
Do job
Remington's
well.
Remington's the model 700. I think
Go,
Winchester's the model 70. Yes.
Oh, so and then of course Melvin, he plays a prank on them. He literally comes out looking like he's being choked out by the creature, and he drops. He's like, and I just love her. He's like, Melvin, one day somebody's gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, yes.
He
almost got shot.
Close.
Yep.
He was gonna get shot.
Bert would be the one to do it.
Yep.
So they ride out and they get to the doctor and his wife's camp, like where they were camping and building their house. And there's nothing to be found. But then they see like a disturbance in the ground, so they start to dig. And it's when we get this great shot of the station
They hear
wagon.
the radio.
The radio's
They hear the
playing radio under the dirt, and
where are the golden oldies coming from?
Yeah, and they start digging, and they see the headlights in the front end of the station wagon pointing straight up, and they're like, "What the hell could have done that?" Like, it's such a great shot though of like just the front of that station wagon. So they keep going until they end up getting attacked, and one of the horses dies, and I was very sad about it. I was like, "Oh,
it got horsed."
Yeah,
poor horse.
Yeah.
Well, it got wrapped up by one of the tongues.
Yeah,
it did.
And so they gotta run away on foot, and they run away, and we get the shot of the sand behind them, as whatever it is chasing them, and they try to jump this random fucking ravine, this man-made ravine.
It's like a mini canal.
Yeah,
essentially.
It is.
Yeah.
We got this. We got
the aqueduct there.
They did not practice their parkour hard enough.
No.
Yes.
And it's one of those things where it's like when you're in a video game and you jump and you miss and you get into like a hole and you just can't jump. Your guy just doesn't jump high enough to actually grab the ledge. That's what they were doing.
They didn't double jump.
But the great thing is we hear the creature literally going through the dirt, and you can hear it kind of screeching, and then it just slams into the wall. And it cracks, and then all you see is just that orange goo just start oozing out. It's so good.
Knocked himself cold.
Oh my ass!
Right.
He's dead.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
and he just,
fuck
you.
Fuck you.
I realized why they're so orange.
What?
They're full of tang.
It is tang. That's it. It was tang experiments.
Agent
Orange.
They're from space. These aren't some local boys.
These ain't no local boys. Yes. Thank you.
I love that was the only F word they could use in the movie.
There's two.
There's two.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there is.
Yeah. There's this one, and then there's one at the very close to the very end.
Oh.
With the last one when he's like, "Can you fly? You."
Oh, I thought he said sucker.
No.
Oh, because I know
then they replaced it later on with the like that mother humper.
Yeah, that was the radio calls later. Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah, well, because that was the thing is they could only use one in a PG-13 movie. But I swear, like in my notes, I have that quote, and it said I put sucker because that's what I thought I heard. I didn't hear the F.
Maybe I just substituted myself because it sounds better.
Yeah, whatever.
According to the trivia, it says that they had to pull out all but 2.
I don't know. So that's what she was telling me too.
I mean, they're allowed 1 to make it PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't know. Carry on.
I couldn't tell you the quote. I'm just going by what it said.
I only know of the one, but I was going by what she was telling us.
So after the creature died, we actually get to see the full on creature because they actually pull it out of the wall, and we realize that the snake like things that we were seeing before were just its tongue. Like it was just a bunch of its tongues coming out, and that's what grabs people.
Yep.
Hence the name that's going to be coming up. Rhonda just shows up. She's like, "Oh, hey guys, what the hell is that?"
Yeah.
Did you guys feel anything? There was some seismic activity earlier, like 5 minutes ago. What is that? Hey, I found the ass end.
Love that.
So good.
That's all he's worried about. Oh, hey.
I mean, the legends that are Alec Gillis and Tom Woodruff Jr. were behind all the graboids in this movie, and they're phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, they are.
Great use of like full-on practical puppets, and also they use miniatures, especially for scenes used later in the movie. But God, so good. When I heard their names, I was like, of course it was. These freaking guys rule. Yep. We've talked about them so many times on this show. You know, they literally have done everything from Alien 3, all of the Alien movies after that, Predators. We covered Alec Gillis's lone directorial movie with Harbinger Down. I know that I think it was Alec Gillis who came back, or maybe it was Tom Wood. I can't remember which one who came back to do Alien Romulus. So we even talked about one of them earlier this season. So yeah, they are prominent in the practical effects channel there, and they're always fantastic. And these graboids are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a close inspection of the creature. They talk about the tentacles coming out of the mouth. It's massive, based on the whole "I got the ass in" line. You can see how far back this thing goes. It's fantastic. And Rhonda's like, because they're like, "Oh yeah, we got it, so it's done, right?" And Rhonda's like, "Got all the papers." No, there's 3 more of them. I think there's 3 more of them. Like, what? And of course, as she says that, another one attacks. And so they have to run away, and they're like, "Get on the rocks." They run over to the boulders, which were actually just hollow. Like, it was like they had to make them because they weren't part of the environment that they were filming on. So they made them, but they were all hollow. So they were super, like, they made a lot of noise when they would step on them. So they had to like make sure that they went in there and edited all of it out. It literally sounded like they were stepping on like foam.
That'll do it.
And so yeah, this isn't is it the one where they have to camp out on the rock?
They do because it's basically like, you know, it's just waiting for them.
Yeah, because they're like
waiting for. Yeah,
because they were there for a while, and then they throw something, and they realize that it's still there, and they're like, it's sticking around, it's stalking us.
What's the term? Oh, it's camping. That's what it is. It's camping.
Yes,
they're spawn camping.
Yep.
And so they have to camp out on the rock. And the next morning, they wake up and they go back, or they have to come up with a way to get out of here. So they find some poles, which randomly are there. Do we know where these poles came from?
Look like some kind of fencing.
Okay.
Movie match.
No idea.
Yes.
Perfectly placed.
Yes, perfectly placed, perfect length, ready to go. So they pole vault to each rock. I love that Earl can't do it at first. It literally like goes like
Yep.
halfway and it just falls back. But he
Guy talks a lot of shit too.
I just let the line.
Listen, it would have been funny if one of them broke. Just saying.
Yeah.
Mid jump.
Like, I love the line. It was like, we need a smart person. He's like, yeah, well, let me know when you find one.
Yes, I love.
They're back
I
and
love
forth.
their
It's so good.
conversations. Yes, they're so good.
They are the quintessential like married couple.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
So they get to the truck, and this is a great scene because they finally get to her truck. They hop in, and Rhonda has to like dive through the back window of the truck, turn on the truck, and drive it without actually seeing where she's going. And I love how they get like a good distance away. She's like, "Can somebody help me? So I can't see." Because she's just going straight. And
I will say,
yeah,
at least this movie, the writers for this movie, I feel like they at least took some common sense where she's like, "Oh wait," and puts the keys in her mouth.
yes.
To like have them ready. So she's like
Yep.
dig them out of her pocket, that whole fucking shtick.
The fumbling, and then they drop them, and they're like, "Oh no!" And it's like in between the seats. It's the worst thing ever. When your keys or your phone fall between your fucking car seat, and you're like, come on.
You needed the moment. You need the moment that like she was like she would be trying to like fetch the keys, and it's just like coming closer, and then it's like Rhonda.
And right as the thing is going to attack, then they drive away. Yeah.
Yep.
No, we didn't get
Guys
that. That was
will
good.
help. Legs.
The legs flailing. That's all you get.
Oh man, I love though. My favorite part of this, other than Rhonda fucking diving in there and driving blind, was as she gets in there and starts the truck. One of the tongues comes up, and Val just slaps the shit out of
Slaps
it.
Yes.
It's so
We're not
good.
going to punch. We're just going to smack.
Oh, he
it.
slaps the shit out of this thing.
No,
bad dog.
Oh my god! So they meet back up at Chang's, and Chang's like, we need to name this thing. They're like, why the fuck does it matter if we name this thing? Who cares? And of course, they talk about the how the tongues will grab you, and they're trying to come up with names, and that's when they finally come up with the term graboid, which is the only time it's ever mentioned. It's they're not called graboid. Are they called graboids for the rest of the movie?
They mention it one more time. I'll do it when we get there.
Man, I'm just missing things here.
I know what he's saying.
Yeah.
Oh, is it when they're talking to Bert on the radio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Graboids don't kill him. I will. What'd you say?
Yeah, exactly. It's okay. It's all right. Think he knows everything. Don't worry.
Oh, it's on the rock thing. Okay.
Yeah, where they're on the rock.
Yeah.
Who put you in charge?
Why don't you back up, String Bean? We could have left your worthless ass on the roof.
I wish
What
you had.
fearless. Yes. That quote, listen, the String Bean quote, thrown around a lot when I was a kid.
I too was a string bean, so I get it. Not quite anymore.
I did.
But at one time in my life. The days. Val, Earl, and Rhonda, they try to they try to explain the creatures and what they're doing, and kind of the fact that they're kind of screwed. Like, they go outside, they're probably gonna die. They probably followed them here, and Melvin continues to be a little shit. And
as always.
Yes. But the great thing is as right after he acts like a douche, he gets attacked. And he gets chased to that little tin shed and climbs up on top of the roof.
And he's got some blood on his leg where you can see he got nabbed real quick.
Yep.
Is it that, or does he climb up a pole? Because he's.
Oh, that's right. He's on the pole.
He's
right.
He's not.
He goes on to the shed later. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, dear.
Thank you for correcting all the things I'm getting wrong in this.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm just trying to.
That's what she means.
I never said I was good at this.
More? Yeah. Do we expect more? Of course.
Yes.
I don't know. I get a little sassy when I drink, so it could be.
I get a little. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that.
That's a fuzz.
We saw Mindy earlier in the movie, but she was kind of just there, where we actually get to see Mindy.
She's pogoing, and they ask her, like, "What's the count today?" million. Whatever the number is.
It's so crazy how
she's
much
outside doing kid things.
it's so much.
What else is there to do?
There's nothing in this town. I'm surprised there's electricity.
There is nothing. And I'm trying to think, like, the mom is building a kiln, and I'm like, who is like outsourcing you to do your pottery? Right? Like, wouldn't you want to live in Bigsby or something? Somewhere that is not perfection.
And other than the people that live in the town, is anyone else coming through perfection and buying stuff at Chang's?
Like why is Chang? Oh my god.
Dude, perfection reminds me of the small settlements I'd ride up to on Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes, that's 100% what they are. It's a settlement from like the Wild Wild West.
Okay, and so to that point, with the fourth movie, you realize why Chang's is there and why it's been around for so long.
Yeah.
So they eventually explain it, but
I was going to say, what kind of money is he making?
All of it.
Just 10 people.
He's selling those hollow points that Gummer did not want.
There's more backstory to like why like Chang was able to stay that long in that same property. You know, it's all explained later.
I get it. Having kids though, when the power goes out here and the kids don't really have anything to do, I am glad that the little girl can find something to do, because my kids are like, I'm bored. I'm like, go find something to do. That's what we did as kids. Go play outside.
Yep.
I love it though, because the pogoing leads to the first big poka.
Yes.
But it leads to the first big attack scene, like the big like attack that we've seen in the movie. And I love that the pogo stick just stands straight up and just sucked into the ground.
Yep.
And it just gets launched
Perfect.
elsewhere.
And Rhonda, she's out there and she's running away and she falls and then she gets tangled up in some barbed wire. And she can't get out. And I guess we got to take her pants off. So
of course.
Yeah.
So you're going to get them all.
Yeah. And she runs away and we get one of my favorite shots of the movie is when they're running and the wood planks are just, it's like a wave just following them.
Sweet.
And it's so fun. It's a fun effect.
Good. It's so symbolic.
They have like a barrel underneath all the wood. And so that's why it's like that rounded ripple effect.
Yes.
As they were like running it underneath. It's such a neat effect to watch.
And so that scene with her taking her pants off, they didn't practice this. Like they didn't tell her what was going on.
Perfect.
So she would have a proper reaction to it. I thought it was really good.
Good. It's just like Aliens with the chest burster scene. Like you don't tell them what's going to happen.
Yes. And that's awesome.
So they make it back into Chang's and everything is like okay for now. And they're like, she cleans up and gets dressed again right before it attacks again.
They give her some spare clothes. Valentine is there, like, dabbing her wounds.
With what? What is that?
Like rubbing alcohol or something.
Okay, you're not going to clean the blood up first? Like it's like a pool of blood on her leg, and he's like dabbing some. Like I feel like he's taking blood samples. Like what's happening? And make sure she's not infected with the graboiditis.
They gotta have that moment where he dabs the wound. She's like, "Ow! Oh, sorry.
Oh, how do my legs look?
It's okay.
It's all right. It's just the tip.
Motherfucker, that hurts."
It's like, stop looking at my thighs.
She can't say that.
Oh, what?
That's why they wanted to take their time.
Mm-hmm.
She's half naked. Like,
just don't use peroxide.
Right, just like, you got a little bit there, and there, and there. Can you not go any lower? Sorry, I'm going where the blood is.
Yep.
He's actually been spreading it around himself before. His other hand is just slowly smearing it all over her. I don't know where the blood's coming from. I got to make sure to thoroughly inspect. I'm not comfortable with this. That's where this conversation stops.
Is the first time.
So she gets new clothes, which I'm glad that she wasn't just like pantsless the rest of the movie. I feel like other movies would be like, she lost her pants, she has no pants.
Shirt's long enough, she'd be fine.
But yeah, she's all good. And then the ice machine or the soda machine or whatever the hell this thing is starts.
Yeah, it's like an ice machine, like a cooler.
It starts freaking out. and they jump on top of it and unplug it to try to get it to stop. But it's too late. Chang gets taken. And we get I love the shot of the graboid coming up and grabbing him. And he's like hanging out of its mouth like,
like the moment that he turns around, does the face, like
so
there's
good.
already blood coming down the nose.
Especially because we all, I feel like Wang's a good dude. I mean, he's in for a profit, but when you live in perfection, what else are you gonna do?
Gotta make money doing
It's
something.
the fact that he gets bit on the legs and there's automatically blood coming out of his nose. Like,
I'm sure he had other
that way.
He had other medical issues.
You could have.
It wasn't the graboid that killed him.
We're not allowed to ask his medical issues.
It was really his type 2 diabetes that just got to him.
Yeah,
possibly.
Maybe he was anemic.
Maybe.
Could be anemic. We're not allowed to ask that though.
So they get to the roof, and because the graboid's literally attacking the building and pretty much shaking it, so everybody escapes to their house or a building or a shed or whatever to get away from it. And some vibrations coming from the gummers causes the graboids to be like, I know where we're going next. And they shoot away.
That sounds like lunch.
And
the vibrations is because the gummers come back and what are they doing? They're
throwing
like
bullets in that thing that shakes.
Whatever that is. It's like I don't even know what it is. Because it's like packing it in sand or something.
Yeah, it's almost like it's abrasive. It's polishing the cases. I'm assuming they're cleaning them up because they're just the actual brass casing. So they're using it to reload. So it's saves you some money in the long run. And you can hand load it yourself, which means you get more precision from your shots as opposed to mass produced shells.
Sure.
People do it.
And it takes them.
Oh, you're exactly right. It's a shell case polisher. That's exactly what it is.
It takes them a long time to drive to their house.
It's literally she can see perfection from their house.
It's
with
across
the binoculars.
the way.
I was like, what kind of road are you taking to get there?
Oh God,
roof party!
I can see what they're doing. They're all hanging out on the roofs down there. It's like I don't even think
That's
they need the binoculars for that. Took them 25 minutes to get there.
What? How far away would they even be? Like, it can't even be like
a couple miles. A mile.
If
that,
a mile, yeah,
probably walk in like 15 minutes, if that.
Probably.
But they took the longest route possible. It's literally just a road that does this.
Yes,
yes.
It's actually 5 miles long. They're constantly turning.
Just drive straight.
This would be half a mile if you made it straight, Bert.
Yeah.
It's like Bert, we passed our house. I know, but the road's still going. We have to go up the road 10 miles, turn around, come back.
But that's part of his plan if the government ever comes for him. Like he needs to buy time.
Yep, absolutely.
Because he thinks they'll only take the road. No.
So they're there at the house, and the guy they try to warn him, but they can't get to him fast enough. And but no, they do tell him that there's something coming.
Right. They get on the radio and he hears them and they say, like, it's coming for you. And he goes to the window and he looks outside with Reba and they're like, we don't see anything. And he's like, Bert, they're under the ground. Get on your roof. But by that time,
it shows up. My wife made a point. She's like, so it died when it crashed into that wall. How come it did nothing to it when it crashed through a concrete basement wall? It just ate it like it was made out of paper mache.
It's not as thick.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I would say it's not thick. Yeah.
Okay.
I would so here's about this is a fair point. This is fair. The other one seemed to smash into the wall. This one seems to impact, like it comes up to the wall, but doesn't like hit it at full speed like the other one and press into the wall. He pressed
into it. Yeah. He didn't smash into
boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full speed. Like this is like the leader of the graboids.
Well,
I love this stuff.
That's
not quite. We got a smarter one. Well, actually, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. This is the Leonardo of the group. Donatello is the one that's last.
Yes. Yes.
I do love this.
Mikey is clearly the one that ran into the wall first.
This whole situation is hilarious because there are so many bullets that is being used on this thing, and it's just eating them. It's just nom 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 nom. It's not until he actually takes out an elephant gun
Right.
and
This is
blast
also
it a few times.
This is also the only scene in the entire movie where everything else is literally like gold. And it makes this movie great. And the practical effects are great and everything. But there's like a 3-second clip of Bert firing into like a green screen. And it's like grainy quality. Oh my God. It's just that 3 seconds that I'm just like,
it's the
that's
outline.
garbage.
It's the outline of Bert when he's shooting at it. It's like, why didn't you need to put Bert in the frame?
No,
you could have just kept cutting back from Bert shooting off screen and then showing because this graboid is mostly miniature.
Yeah.
There was some shots of of the actual full size graboid like coming out of that wall, but most of it is, especially when it actually comes out of there, it's a miniature. But I saw that shot too. I was like, oh yeah, clean that up.
It doesn't matter how many times. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many times I've seen it. Like, I don't even think that you could have cleaned it up like the way that it was done. I don't think you could have.
It was a little dark. Like when they showed it, it was like it was like he was in a dark room. There was like no detail to him at all. It was just it looked like a fuzzy TV.
It looked like we had high quality camera and then someone came with like the home handheld video camera and then back to high quality. Like that's for those 3 seconds. That's what it was.
Yeah. It's such a short shot. It doesn't take me out at all. It's just one of those like, oh, okay. And then we move on.
It's like, you're lucky I love you movie. I'm gonna try and ignore this.
The elephant gun that was used was actually borrowed. It was somebody's actual gun, and they had to buy. I think they only had it for like this shot, and then they had to give it back. Even though it does show up in later scenes, but I think this was
they show it later on the rooftop of Bert's. And
when he's trying to shoot in the ground, it's like, Bert, stop it! I think I scared it.
Yeah.
He's like,
I love how this thing loads. Oh my God, it's beautiful. It's just amazing mechanics. Well, it's on you see it on the roof because normally a break action shotgun there's like a lever mechanism and it just pops it open. On this one, he's kind of got it up and it's on the bottom, where your fore end would be, where you grab it underneath, and he just like swings it to the side and then drops it. It's just a beautiful design for like just an older weapon. It's cool as fuck.
And then this is where we get the iconic line: "Broke into the wrong goddamn rec room."
Didn't you bastard?
Classic.
Oh man! And then you find out that the other graboid is stalking them because they get to the roof and they can see it like circling their house.
Yeah, like a shark.
So that means there's two more, like a shark. Ooh.
Hold on now.
What?
This is on land, not in the water.
Land shark.
Yeah, well, land shark.
Which was actually a potential name for this movie, but it was an SNL skit called Land Shark. That was the reason why they couldn't use the name.
Land Shark.
Yep.
What?
It was literally a person opening a door and a shark attacking them.
Oh yes, yep. That's a great skit. I've seen it. So stupid.
So I'll be honest. I'm glad it did not.
Yeah, it would have taken. I guess the reason it was called Tremors was because this was filmed in California, and because there was like a lot of earthquakes happening at the time, that there was like, well, we need a catchy title, and there's been a lot of earthquakes and a lot of tremors, so perfect name, Tremors.
There's a movie museum that you can actually go and visit and kind of like see the places where it was filmed and different props and things from the film is at the museum.
Yeah, I guess where this was filmed in Lone Pine, California.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there's actually a festival that's going to be happening soon. I think it's like, I don't know what it's called, but it's because of the 35th anniversary of the movie. And
oh yeah, they actually have quite frequently. They have little film festival events, and like members of the cast go. Michael Gross is usually in attendance.
Oh, I mean, he is all things Tremors. He lives this franchise. He's been in every single movie.
See, everyone loves Bacon in this film, but I'm like, no, Michael Gross is the heart and soul of this entire franchise.
He's the only reason there has been 7 movies.
Exactly. It's like, I mean, if Fred Ward was still alive, I think he still would have continued. But,
Yeah, what a loss.
Yeah.
So there are 2 graboids left. There's the one that's stalking the Gummers, and then there is Stumpy, which is the one that's missing one of its tongues, like the one at the end.
That's the one that was the one that was ripped off on the car.
Right.
Yep.
And it ends up attacking the store, and you get I love it. It's just shaking the thing, and they got to figure out how to get out of there. And I love when Rhonda, she's outside because she like dives through the window and then climbs up the water tower, and Stumpy is like, its tongue is like feeling up the building, and Val goes, "Hey, what do you think it's doing?" And she's like, "Why are you asking me?"
Asking me.
And my wife goes, I was thinking the same thing.
I love Miguel when they're watching everything and it starts like attacking some of the other buildings. He's all like, "Why is it attacking them? They weren't making no noise."
Yeah,
I love this guy.
A trope of like
Miguel is just there. He's just a random dude who just lives there. I'm just here, guys.
So it's like, "Thank you, Miguel. We also saw this, Captain Obvious."
I just like that asking her constantly is a great run on just the old trope
because
science fi movies.
She's the nerd.
One. She's the smart one. She's the Velma of the group.
It's the mentality that people think if you are a scientist, you have to know everything. It's like, no, that's not what it is.
What's the same reason why she's inside? She's all like, "No one's seen these things before. They're unprecedented." And they're like, "Yeah, we get it, but where do they come from?" She just stares at him like, What? What? Oh, never.
I like how Earl's like
perfection.
Yeah.
Perfection.
Earl's like, I think I'm gonna put space. They're aliens.
Yeah.
I know. She starts using the big words.
Yeah.
It's like you can't use the big words.
They predate this. They predate this type of record, so they must be before that. And we're like, no. These are space.
No way. These are local
Why
boys.
not?
Local boys.
Oh, we see the Gummers truck get taken out by the graboid that's stalking. Yeah, but just goes nom. Because literally they're on the radio and they're talking about how they got to get to the Jeep path, and they have the only vehicle that can get them there because Val and Earl's truck gets taken out. And
he's like, never mind.
Yep. Our vehicle is out of commission. It's like, whoa, we got to figure out what else to do here.
And that was Michael Gross's personal vehicle.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah. So he's like,
buy a new one after this.
He did buy a new one.
Sure.
What did he buy?
He kept it until 97, and then he bought a new Jimmy in 2006.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Not the same kind of Jimmy.
But he liked what he liked.
That was the first vehicle my daddy ever had when I was born.
He bought it brand new.
GMC Jimmy.
He bought it brand new in 88.
And he bought it in 97, which he kept till 2006.
That just said that.
I think he said he bought it in 2006.
No, I said he bought a new one and kept it until 2006.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's all right. I don't remember when they stopped making I think maybe 96, 97 in the last.
I don't know.
That style Jimmy. An actual.
He loved his vehicle.
I say they stopped making Jimmys in
Jimmy.
like mid 2000s, I think.
Well, like
they changed it because it was a Jimmy and then it turned into like the Trailblazer or whatever it was.
Yeah, well, because so hold on. So there's the Jimmy that's like the S10 and then like the S15 Sonomas. So like the smaller Jimmy. I'm thinking of the full size. What he drives in this is like a Blazer, like a full size Blazer, not the little small 4-door ones that everybody had into the 2000s. That's what I'm talking about. Like which ended up turning to Tahoes and Yukons. They became the Tahoes and the Yukons. Those bigger ones. Yeah. But
Carfax with Dan.
Nobody cares.
Between guns and Carfax.
Damn it! Hold on.
Cargo's room.
We got guys.
Yes.
Look, we got Carfax. See, nobody cares.
You just have your little car.
It's like the gun shit. It's like what I do. It's just what I love. And if people don't listen,
and I love the passion.
Some people appreciate it, Dan.
It drops and you slide it over. It's a beautiful workmanship. I mean, like you love the passion. That's what I appreciate.
It's fun until you're watching a movie and he starts pointing out all the cars.
I do this.
I'm like, watch the damn movie.
I have to. It's part of the experience.
He's like, oh, that was that. And I'm like, yeah, what color was it? He's like, I don't fucking know.
I'm bad. I can't remember color. I'm sorry.
I could just see like in your house when I was like, what are we gonna watch tonight? I'm thinking like Gone in 60 Seconds. Oh yeah, no, never mind.
We have watched that.
We've covered the original.
We've watched both of them.
We have, but I love the original so much.
But it's like every movie.
Check out our episode on Gone in 60 Seconds from 1974.
There you go.
I think that was the year.
Yes.
This is when we see our boy, random other guy who we've seen only in like 2 scenes. Nestor. He runs out there and he's like, I gotta do something. And then he's like on top of the shed. The shed gets attacked. So he's on the ground, and the first thing he thinks of to hide is on top of a tire.
Like, Nestor, get up on top of your roof. And he just like hops onto the tire.
And then he just
over his whole house.
Tire.
The death, though, it's so good.
Bye.
He just gets sucked right into that thing. It's so good.
If you have never been tubing down a river, stop it, because I know what I just said. Stop. That is your fear, is getting sucked down your tube by your butt. Saying.
Oh, we covered that.
What is sucking? What is sucking you through the tube?
Hell if I know. Whatever's in the water.
I thought you were going to say you covered the movie Tubing. There is like a horror movie called Tubing.
Really?
It's about people. It's about people on a river.
Why am I not surprised?
Is it the river or the tube itself that's killing people?
No. There was a horror movie. It was literally. Oh, maybe it's not called Tubing, but it was about a group of like college friends tubing down like a river, and of course, like they're warned by a local guy, like, "Don't do it." And they're like, "Shut up, old man."
Beer. It's time for beer and tubing. Hopefully nothing bad happens here.
That sounds like any given weekend.
Here it is. 2020. It's called Float Trip.
Float Trip. That's fair.
Hey,
I like tubing. I like tubing.
So it's when a group of 20-year-olds go floating down the Huzzah River for one last beer-drinking fun time. They fail to listen to Carol, the float store owner, and begin one horrific journey down the river in a fight for their lives.
I want to be the manager of a float store.
Yeah, please.
It's either I'm selling tubes or where I make floats for a parade. I don't know. Whatever you want. What do you need? You need some inner tubes? Or would you like to build a Mardi Gras float? We have the options.
It has a 4.6.
Wow, that's
on IMDb.
That's pretty good.
Quality.
It's pretty good.
Not bad.
Stop it.
Okay. So, yeah, Nestor's dead. Bye, buddy. Not that we're gonna miss you because, to be honest, I forget you're there.
Yeah.
Their idea is we need to get to the cat, which is the big giant caterpillar that's out in the distance, and what they're going to do is they're going to attach this old trailer to the cat, and then that's how they're going to get everybody out. I don't understand, but okay. I guess the graboids can't get them this way, or what was
because
logic?
it's like armored and it's heavy. It's too heavy for them to hit and tip, and
they can get up that deep path or whatever.
Yeah, the cat can just drive.
Just drive.
I mean, it's a tiny little bulldozer, so yeah, you can drive the Bobcat. And
this was not. This wasn't a Bobcat. This was a cat, because Bobcats are like these little tiny ass things.
I think the idea was to get to the idea was not to take it up the trail, was to get to the trail,
to get to it.
Then
because the trail itself they had to get to, because that was Rhonda's understanding of like why they're in the valley and why they're stuck there, because they can't get through the rock that is up, further high up in the trail.
Yep.
So Val goes as they lay a distraction. I love how originally Earl was going to go because he's the smarter one, or because he's older.
He's older and wiser. And he tells them like, well, you're one of those
things.
Or at least like one of those is right.
Yes. I love those. Quote.
And I love the whole thing where I had to put a little Jurassic Park reference in here. It's just like, they sense movement. They can't feel you if you don't move. Because you have
damn it,
you have Val running out there and he has to stand perfectly still as like one of them is up there like doing the tongue thing with the T-Rex and it's like,
I would have fallen over.
And but Rhonda, she distracts the graboid with water. She breaks the pipe, which then causes it to like, oh, I'm getting mixed signals, and then it's just like, bye. And then he's able to get to the cat. Yeah. And,
you would think that like that amount of water would like keep it busy for like the longest time, but it's not distracted by it for a good while.
I guess it doesn't need to drink it, so it's not doing anything there. So
Like, oh, this is nothing.
Yeah, because you find out because earlier in the movie you find out that they don't have eyes. They're so they're just
blind.
feeling everything. They're just able to do everything based on vibration in the ground. It's a subterranean.
They're giving good vibrations.
You're talking about some good vibrations.
Vibrations.
Yes.
Talk about.
That is not the song I'm singing.
I'm thinking about the Beach Boys.
Ooh, good vibrations. That good vibrations?
No, I know what she's talking about. Talking good vibrations.
Both are acceptable.
I figured you would do the Beach Boys.
Oh, you're talking about Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yes.
Good vibrations.
That's all I was singing.
There was Parker through the large drinking glass. I love it.
After that laugh, I need a second.
It's giving it the right acoustics.
Everybody gets picked up in the trailer, and they go to Bert and Heather's house, and they're like prepping on the top there. They're like packing everything up. I love when they show up, and for one, they were making like pipe bombs.
Yeah.
And they finally get there, and they're like, "You gotta hurry up!" And I love how they're like getting things ready, like just casually, and you could just hear everybody in the background like, "Come on, Bert! Come on! You're taking forever! Hurry up!"
Yeah, anytime now.
They gotta make their pipe bombs.
Do you see how excited he is? He's like armored transport.
Nice.
Yeah, he's all about it.
It's been a while.
He just puts on his glasses like the dude from CSI Miami.
Yes!
We're about to kill some graboids.
I was trying to think of like a bad pun to put on the glasses too.
We're about to grab. I don't even.
Don't try it.
Do it. Keep trying.
He ain't grabbing graboid ass. That was Kevin Bacon.
So yeah, they drive along and they get stuck, and they find out that the graboids actually dug a trap to be able to get them. Oh, they're smart.
At least one of them is.
The oldest one's smarter than the other one's killed all but the last two. They'll get you. They come from the sides.
It would have been too early, but like you need somebody in the group after they plan the trap. I'm like, clever girl.
Yes.
What's so scary about that? It just sounds like big earthworms.
Earthworm Jim.
It's a lot of fish.
Also, we could have Dan Castellaneta voice the worms.
There you go.
Right. Yeah.
Does he voice Earthworm Jim?
Yeah. He did. I always forget about that. I love that game. It was hard as shit, but I played that game.
Yep. And Genie in Return of Jafar.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
Why not?
Because I like Dan Castellaneta, of course, but I did not. No, Robin Williams is the only person to voice the Genie.
Yep.
Robin Williams is the only one to play the Genie. Period.
Yeah. When you listen to the Genie in Return to Jafar, it's literally like you're listening to Homer Simpson. Be the Genie.
He also did it in the series too. I think that's why.
Yeah,
he does
no one watched the fucking series. No one watched that shit.
Yes, they did because they had the one guy that I could remember, Mechanicles. He's in that fucking show.
You're the only one who remembers that guy.
I do. And the episode, he made a thing that shot fire and it turned to sand into glass. And I was like, shit, that's where glass comes from. Damn you, lad.
We get the pipe bomb attack where he's just throwing them out there. And I was like, what do you make those out of? Just some household chemicals in the perfect in the right amount,
in the right proportions. Yeah.
Right proportions, yeah.
Stuff he's got lying around.
So they throw the pipe bombs. They make a run for the rocks. Melvin is like not going anywhere, so he ends up giving Bert ends up giving him a gun. So he gets all excited, which gets him to go. But it's not loaded, and he's pissed. He's like, "You gave me a gun, it's not loaded." He's like, "Well, got you to move, didn't it?"
Yeah, no.
Such a good one.
What he was doing?
Oh yeah, Bert's the man.
I know this is movie stuff, but I got to comment on this.
Go for it.
So it's a fairly large size, like large bore revolver. You would be able, like, I know, but not everybody would. I understand just by picking up and looking at it. This is not loaded because you'd be able to see light through the cylinder.
I was gonna say you could see in the cylinder.
You clearly
think
see.
he looked
I mean,
this kid's
I know,
also
he was
probably like
excited.
14.
I know.
He
I
was
understand.
excited to get a gun.
He didn't give a shit.
This
He's
is
like,
Melvin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This kid's an idiot.
God, Melvin.
Looking.
Carry on.
One
He
day
just wants
he's
to pull
gonna
the
get his ass
trigger.
kicked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait till he comes back and you're still like, God, shut up, Melvin.
So they get to the rock and everybody's there and everybody's like, okay, what now? What do we do? Really nothing to do. And this is when Val, Earl, and Bert, they all start arguing with each other about the situation and everything. And Earl's like, hey, I have an idea. Why don't we go fishing? And he's like,
No. We gotta do this. I fucking love this line. It's like, this is when the starvation sets in. I'm just gonna walk out there with one of these babies, light it, just let them take me. Boom. You know what?
I'd pay to see that.
That's a pretty good idea. And then Val laughs. He's like, "No, I'm serious."
After Reba's like, Jesus, Bert.
Yes, it's so good.
She just turns and is like, "What? You're not gonna die on my watch."
It was like so dark. You're like, oh shit. I mean, I've seen people die in this movie, but that's like dark.
Yeah. He's ready to give up.
So, yeah, we're doing some pipe bomb fishing. He literally ties a line onto the thing. He throws it out there, and it like causes the tongue comes up, grabs it, pulls it in, and then boom, blows it up. So he's like, got one of them. So there's only one left. Stumpy's the only one. He throws it out there,
which makes a reoccurrence in Tremors 2.
Ooh, I haven't seen that in a long time. I couldn't really tell you what the fuck happens in other than Fred Ward's back, Bert's back, and that's about it.
They just they bring back this method of killing them.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they do. I remember
to a certain fashion.
Yep.
So Earl's like, oh well, that worked. So let's try it again. Throws it out there. Nah, Stumpy ain't falling for that one. He grabs it, but then he spits it back out and he like throws it over to him. He's like,
there's actually like there's a spitting sound effect
like
when it throws it back out.
Like he's doing a splatoon or a spittoon there.
Or like hawking a loogie, like just
But he freaking Kobe's this thing onto the other like
perfectly.
Kobe.
And he ends up blows them all up except one. Bert still has one.
I wanted them to like look at it, just like have it land and just have him go like, son of a.
I mean, that's ultimately what they do. They have to like dive out of the way. So they face off with the last one, Stumpy.
Yep. What are you doing all the way out there?
I don't know how they got out there. Everybody runs, but they're like,
well,
they really ran.
I mean, I think a lot of people have been in situations where like if people have to scatter, I think everyone is surprised by some folks how far they get.
Yes.
Like
if you're not looking back, like most people.
They pole vaulted out there.
Remember when we lived in that apartment in Lincoln and they had the gunshots at the unit next to us and I teleported into the living room?
Hell yeah, I was getting ready for work.
You weren't there.
Yes, I was.
I thought you weren't there.
They wouldn't let me leave.
That's how fast she was. You didn't even know.
I remember being in bed, hearing the gunshots, and I was in the living room. I don't remember.
It was right outside our window.
I was just right over there.
I only heard so many, and he was right by the window, so he heard them all.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that. You just never know how far you'll take yourself.
You look at each other and you're like, I think we need to move.
We weren't there long after that.
Yeah, we weren't there too much longer.
This is a great scene though where they end up like luring Stumpy out to the cliff because they're running towards the cliff, and then they're able.
What are you doing? I got a plan.
Which is literally what this.
I do.
Yeah, she pulls it out of her pocket.
Which is literally what this movie is. It's just plans. There's so many plans in this movie.
They're all the way to Z now.
And and Stumpy just shoots out the side of the cliff and see ya. And this is where you get the "Can you fly?" And I heard "sucker," but other people heard another
It could
word.
be "sucker." I think I might just substitute.
It sounds better
because
"Can you
it's more,
fly,
it does
fucker?" That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a Samuel L. Jackson line.
Can you fly, you fucker?
I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking
I've had enough of these graboids. You know, this motherfucking perfection.
This motherfucking valley.
And I love the effect of it landing and it just like splits.
Oh yeah,
it's so good. And just orange goo everywhere. And yeah, that's about it. They get back to perfection. Earl and Val are gonna leave for Bixby, and
the big city.
Yeah, and they say goodbye to Rhonda. I guess in the original cut they don't kiss, but I guess test audiences wanted them to, so they filmed the scene again and made them kiss. Which, all right, sure.
Stick it in her butt.
I mean, you got to meet.
That been a Melvin line.
Hours.
Melvin been yelling, is like, put your tongue in it. Where? I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Anywhere.
And then and then Reba leads us out, baby. We get Reba in the credits.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And that's it. That's 1990s Tremors.
Woo!
What a great movie. I don't
It's
even
so
care.
good.
It's so good.
Classic.
Can we just all just generally agree that this movie is fucking fantastic and then just go straight to comments?
Oh, it's definitely worth watching every time.
I don't think we need final thoughts, right? This is just
brilliant.
We know we all love it.
Infinitely quotable, infinitely rewatchable. Kick-ass.
It's unanimous.
Yep.
It is fantastical.
Yes.
All right. Well, there we go. There's our final thoughts, everybody. We all love this movie. So now we're going to go over to social media and see what you all had to say about Tremors. And we got actually quite a few responses, which is ultimately surprising, especially when it comes from Twitter, because Twitter is usually the dead zone for us. But we got quite a few. Our first one is from our good friend Darren from NostalgiaCast and Back to Bluey, or at DW Lumberg, who says,
I can't wait for this.
He says, how many watches? He's like, how many watches is this for you over the last couple of months? I said, I don't know, 2 or 3 maybe. But he says, and yet, I'm betting that it never loses any of its fun or flavor. Never.
Nope.
And some movies are like that. Next one is from the Jacked Up Review Show. Says part 3 and 4 were nutty. Because I also asked the question, what is your favorite Tremors sequel? And to be honest, my response was they're all nutty. All the sequels are fucking crazy. It just gets crazier and crazier as they keep going. Let's see. Our next one is from Seismic Cinema, who says, watch this when I was far too young, but it was so damn good. Funny, but also terrifying at that age. I remember hopping around the couches, trying not to touch the floor in case one of those things heard me and got me. To be young and have an imagination again. Yeah, kids don't really have that as much anymore.
This was our generation's Floor is Lava, but the floor is Graboids.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Doom Generation Podcast says, love this one. We'll watch it anytime it's on. Actually have not watched any of the sequels. I would say watch the first
2 and 3 at least.
Yeah. 4 if you're interested to see the prequel.
The history. Yeah, why not?
Movies for Day says, love this movie. It's totally Land Jaws, but in a scrappy neo-Western adventure. I didn't see it for the first time till last year to cover it for my podcast. Just one of those things. And I've never seen any of the sequels, but I really want to check them out.
I hear
that. It is Quad Pro Quo Podcast says, it is one of my first horror movie memories. My older brother had a friend sleep over and they let me watch Tremors on VHS with them. If I had to guess, I think I was 7 or 8. And then they will be covering Tremors 2 on, it'll already be out by the time you listen to this. So you should check that out since I'm the one who suggested their theme month, which was sequels to movies that they've already covered on their show. So they covered Tremors last year, or they've covered Tremors, and then so they're covering Tremors too. So
he did that.
Well, let's go. And they also said that is their favorite sequel, is Tremors 2. Johnny Blue says, one of the first creature features I could watch as a kid besides Jaws and not be utterly terrified afterwards. To be honest, my favorite sequel is Aftershocks, which is 2. Because it started adding more to the background of the Graboids. Is that where they introduced the Shriekers?
It's the Shriekers is next.
Yeah.
They start introducing like how the reproduction process, starts, and then it goes from the Shriekers to the Ass Blasters in the next movie, and then from there, you actually see exactly how they would go anywhere from aside from being stuck in the valley.
Yeah, I think we're going to talk about 2 at some point. Primetime Mitch says, just shares their video on their coverage of the movie, so you should check that out. If you follow us on Twitter, just go to the comments of this post and click on that video. Film Shake, the 90s movie podcast, says, love the second movie. All right. Shoot the Flick says, so I love the Tremors franchise. I have them all ranked. I first saw it in college, and I've loved it ever since. Well, I would love to see your ranking. And Jesse, or at Mr_J300, says, love this movie. And we have a couple over on the Instagram. First one is from Big Bad Wolf 884, says, the film that introduced me to Kevin Bacon. I love this film so much. I love how most of the characters are witty and actually do smarter things than most characters in Creature Features. The Graboid design is so nightmarish, yet so cool. Tremors 2 is the best sequel in my eyes, thanks to the great Fred Ward and also Michael Gross as Bert. Speaking of Bert, I can see Charlie from Gimme Back My Action movies as Bert. Broke into the wrong rec room.
Yep.
And Gimme Back My Horror movies, Nate says, my heart is filled with joy knowing you're covering this. 2 is the best sequel, and it gave me severe nightmares the night I watched it as a kid because it felt so scary compared to the original. So there we are. Those are our comments on social media. I think we might have had. Let me just double. Oh yes, I did. I posted it over on our Discord, and something. If you want to join our Discord, just go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/dissectthatfilm, and join at any of the tiers, even the free tier. And you can get a link to our Discord. Or you can be a guest on the show, and then you get into the Discord for free. You don't even have to be part of the Patreon.
It's true.
There we go. First one is from our good friend Nicole from Doom Generation, who says, I found a guy through the Tremors Saga Pod who 3D prints graboids, and I'm so tempted to get one now that we live in a desert wasteland. And then she talks about the Perfection Fest, which is happening where they filmed it in Lone Pine, California. So that's pretty cool. And Daniel Collins says, I love Tremors. It's one of my favorite Kevin Bacon movies. First time I saw it was on Sci-Fi and instantly loved it. Yeah, that was where I watched the majority of the Tremors because they always had marathons, was on the Sci-Fi channel. So, yeah. So there it is. Those are all the comments for Tremors. Thank you so much for commenting on the movie that we're covering. And if you want to comment on the movie that we're going to be covering, make sure to follow us on all those social medias. We are Dissect That Film on Twitter and Facebook, and we are Dissect That Film Pod on Instagram and Threads, and we're also Dissect That Film over on Blue Sky, which is another social media app that I sometimes forget exists, but it's there if you want to comment. So thank you to everybody who comments on those posts. It's fun to read your thoughts and your history with the movie at hand. So now we talk about what we're going to be talking about next week, because next week is Friday the 13th. So we're traveling back to Camp Crystal Lake, or to another camp that's on the lake that Camp Crystal Lake is on. I don't know. But we are now entering the 3rd chapter of the Friday the 13th franchise, as we're going to be talking about 1980, I think it's 1982's Friday the 13th Part 3. So this is one that's hit or miss for me. So it's going to be very interesting to dive back into it and then see where I stand again, because it's definitely, I remember when we did the rankings a couple years ago, it was one of the bottom ones. So we'll see how it goes after we talk about it next week. So that's very exciting. And yeah, there we go. Drew, thanks so much for being here and spending a very long time with us.
No, thank you for inviting me. Absolutely. Thank you for convincing me to avoid responsibilities tonight.
Could you please share where everybody can find you and your podcast?
Yes. You can find us up on really any of the your typical social medias. Facebook, Instagram, we're at the Real Feels Podcast. On Twitter, we're at Real Feels Pod. And you can find a lot of our back catalog until I actually get myself to editing our like backlogged episodes on really any podcatcher out there. You know, Spotify, Apple Podcast, anything out there, guys. Just go. Have a listen. You got about 144 episodes if you want to catch up somewhere or start somewhere. Our first episode was Tremors. You can go all the way back.
There
and
you
listen.
go. Yes, it's always fun to sometimes to dive into those episodes and be like, how did I feel about it back then? How was I?
Gosh.
How did I talk about this movie?
I've gone back to our first episode and I'll be all like, oh, Tremors, and then I'll listen to it and I'm like, oh, when Drew didn't know how to edit and do sound right. Where myself and it was only Nathan at the time, where Nathan and I we're both trying to go around one mic. And talk, or I would talk and he'd be 3 feet behind me. Oh my god, we've come so far.
Yeah, we've for our show. It's we started so low, and then it's we've climbed the hill a little bit.
We always would say we'll get better
someday.
Yeah.
20 years later, we're still getting better, right? Somebody still listens.
You like us?
Do you like us? Oh no. Oh man. All of the links for everything that Drew does will be down in the description of the video and the show notes. So make sure to check all of that out. And make sure to check out his episode from the last time he was on here. We talked about The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue. I was like, what the hell did we cover? I was like, Drew gave me the movie. I have the movie over there, and he gave it to me, along with a few other movies. So, yes. Again, thank you, Drew. You are a wonderful guest, a wonderful person to talk to and hang out with. And you made our live stream for the Cure segment just a little bit better. With your presence.
Yeah.
And as for us, I already talked about all the social medias you can find us at. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/Dissect That Film, or for $1, you can get early access to our episodes, uncut. So pretty much as soon as this recording is over, that's the version you're going to get. There's with no edits, unless the guest tells us to edit something out of an episode before I post it on Patreon. That didn't happen. Never. And you get it a week early or up to a week early, depending on how lazy I am. But it's cool. We got a couple people who are enjoying those. So if you are interested, go over there, drop that $1. If you can't do that, you should drop $3 because that's another tier we have. But if you can't do that, join the free tier so you can at least join our Discord, because that's a cool place to hang out. We got a lot of cool things going on in the Discord. We have a section just for July, which we're going to be doing the month of action alongside the Give Me Back My Action horror movies podcast and a bunch of other podcasts. And we're diving in and doing a bunch of planning over there. So we got that. We have, you can promote your show. We have a bunch of you can share your social or your physical media, toys, comics, all that fun stuff. The Patreon or the Discord itself is worth it. So even if you can't spend any money, just go to the Patreon, join that free tier, get that access to the Discord, and join the conversation. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Something that I always forget to talk about, other than the fact that Dan also has a podcast that he does outside of this, and he's actually he doesn't swear or do anything inappropriate, which is very unfortunate since he has to do it here. It's called Mana Worm, and it's a Magic the Gathering podcast, and it's a very entertaining podcast, even for somebody who has no fucking idea about anything Magic the Gathering.
You need to get yourself
3 or 4 weeks, just so you know.
Yeah,
it's
okay. People have time to catch up on all the stuff you
should get into Magic. You should. I mean, can you afford cardboard crack? You should get into it.
Yeah. If not, you can download the app, try Arena. It'll teach you very briefly overview.
You tell me
this
every single
time.
Worry
about all the.
It's very
not just
easy.
For you. Not just for you, it's for everybody. And then you really play, and then you learn all the hard mechanics. But just have a good time. That's all that matters.
And then you'll start going to F&Ms and playing competitively.
I don't. I just play Commander. But I got my tickets for MagicCon Atlanta.
There you go. I love Commander. Commander's a fun game. Or a fun little version of it. Yeah. Look at his face. He's like, yeah, words.
Yes, yeah. I'm such a pleb about this. Dude. I just want to build janky ass decks. Let me do the thing. I don't give a fuck.
He's not blinking.
Your stack of decks that you pulled out of your bag.
I literally just swapped 3 or 4 cards over. I have 4 or 5 decks in my bag at any given time.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, the card bag that I keep at school because I run the Gamers Club. It has 5. It has 5 commander decks, 2 tiny leaders, and then just random shit.
Fair. I'll ask you
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Tiny leaders.
I'm going back to high school. I'm going to his.
We don't know fucking game. We're just a bunch of losers.
Yeah.
If you want the link to Dan's podcast about Magic the Gathering, it's in the description or the show notes. So check that out. Click on it.
I'm gonna try to record one Monday.
And make sure it's on Spotify right now. I'm trying to help him get it on other things. But you should go to Spotify and you should make sure to rate him 5 stars if you like the show. And lastly, another thing that I forget about once in a while is the fact that we have another show on this channel called The Monster Zone, which is a show that happens 2 times a month where we spin a wheel and we talk about a monster movie. For the month of June, I don't know what the Patreon Out of the Vault episode is. It's one of our prior Patreon episodes. And then the second episode, which I actually just got the Blu-ray for, it'll be our newly recorded episode, will be on 1979's Humanoids from the Deep. So that's exciting.
It's about Murlocs if you play WoW.
And that's a fun show. So if you're into monster movies, it's definitely worth a listen. It's run by Dan and Angela. We pretty much do what we do here, but Dan leads the show. He leads us through the plot of the movie, and we have a wonderful new co-host named Mikey, who is also the man behind the the brand new Monster Zone logo that you'll see. And if you enjoy Dissect That Film, I think you'll enjoy the Monster Zone, even if you're not into monster movies. It's a good time, so check it out. And I think that's it, guys. I don't know what else. I feel like I just ramble on at the end of the show here. The last thing I do have to do, though, is thank the wonderful people who support us over on Patreon because they're awesome. I want to thank Billy Joseph Jr., Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast, Corey Morissette, Daniel Collins, Jordan Champion, Rudy5453, Dustin from the Flicks and Friends Podcast, Angela, Anna Presley, Dan, Doom Generation, Eric Stein, Jason, Robert Stewart, and the Baron's Hideout Podcast. Thank you so much for supporting us on Patreon, and thank you to everybody else for supporting us, period, because without you, this show wouldn't happen. So make sure to share, drop 5 stars on your favorite podcast apps, all that stuff to help support the show and get us out there into a wider audience because we want to help. We want to keep this show going. 4 years, a long time, and we want to do 4 more and more than that. We want to keep doing this for a long time. So help us out any way you can. And again, thank you to Drew for being here and talking Tremors with us. And we were very excited about getting you on once again. That's it for us. Until next time, I'm Brett Parker. That is Dan and Angela. And that is Drew from the Real Feels Podcast. And this has been another episode of the Dissect That Film Podcast. And we'll see you all again next time. Bye. Don't forget your Graboid juice. Tastes like Tang.